I'm a little corner. I'm
Okay,
a
great.
little corner up in this window. I have my face and I have my butt.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to the HollingsWorthless Podcast. This will be for Wednesday, October 23rd. And as always, I'm your host, Big Irish J. Hollingsworth. And we have the Masclot, a.k.a. the Philanthropist, a.k.a. Motown Philly, a.k.a. Phyllis Diller, a.k.a.
Phil
Phil,
McChill.
a.k.a. Fill Her Up, a.k.a.
Free
Phil.
Philly.
What?
Free Philly.
What's that?
Like Free
Oh,
Willy. Free
ah.
Philly, baby. Play.
AKA Phil Cosby,
Yo, no.
Phil Fox,
Come here,
and
girl.
we are as we're always trying to improve the podcast, and we're working on the podcast, and we're having ideas. So I'm recording this one. It'll be interesting if the listeners, if you're listening to the audio part of this, if you notice anything different, because I'm recording mine. I'm just adjusting the levels. Hello. Okay. We're recording this one. I've been using so for those listening, what we do is Phil records on his Snowball, not his girlfriend's Snowball.
Mm-mm.
And I usually record on an H6, and then we get the files and we merge them. And this one I'm recording on an H1. I got an attachment that goes to a XLR mic, and I think it's going to be fine because I listened to it and it sounded good. So we will see how it sounds on the seashore.
Yes.
And
We
this
have
is
we pull the back curtain up for you guys. We let you guys see everything that's going on behind the scenes here at the HollingsWorthless Podcast.
yeah.
we
Phil was
we
like, I
we
want to
in-
allow them to come into the back door of the
that's
podcast.
right.
See,
I'll
you
let
should
you in
change
the back door.
your two. It's all bright on your face, Phil. So if anybody wants to watch,
Whitewashed.
whoa, dude. Yeah, go close your.
Okay, here, let me close the blinds a little bit.
Yeah, go close them. Go close the blinds. So Phil's going to do that. So as he's doing that, I'll give you kind of a rundown of what the next 3 episodes of the HollingsWorthless. Oh, welcome back, Phil. We missed you.
Is that better?
Yeah, that's fine. It's still
They're
right
swinging. They're swinging. I got big swinging blinds,
There
baby.
you go. You lean in like that always. You see it? You see how it is.
Yeah, well, they're swinging.
Well,
the blinds are swinging. Anyway, this is really interesting for people just listening.
Shut up. So this is, we are going to be doing a podcast. We're going to be releasing previous HollingsWorthless Haunted Podcasts leading up to Halloween. And this one, we're going to talk, we're going to also have a regular episode, but we're going to attach on the end of this the HollingsWorthless podcast that we did at the Clown Motel in Tonopah, Nevada.
Ooh.
Yeah. And then next week we'll release. I just thinking next week is actually going to be
Halloween.
Yeah. So we should. You know what? We'll do one. This will be coming out the 23rd, and then I'll do another one that'll come out. You want to do one that comes out Sunday or Monday, Phil?
Why would we do that?
Because that way we can get them all in before Halloween. Now you're all dark.
Well, Jay, there's no pleasing you, is there?
The apartment?
Huh?
Turn your lights in the apartment. Now you're good. Okay.
I don't know what to tell you, Jay.
Okay. Or maybe we could release 2 on the 30th.
Or we can just release the one that we normally release and then release our new. Oh, are you saying because our next Halloween one won't be until the week after? I don't understand.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Hey, just stay posted, subscribe and rate, review, and just watch for it. We'll post it out that, hey, we're releasing a bonus episode.
Or just release the next one next Wednesday because.
Yeah, but then we'll have like 2 other, because I wanted to release the Tonopah, Nevada one at the Clown Motel. I wanted to release the Queen Mary one, and I want to release the Sorrento Hotel one because those 3 were the best ones. And then we have the new one that we're going to do when you come out to Richland in
Well, save up one of the old ones for next year, Jay.
Wait, what?
Save up one of the other ones for next year.
That's not how releasing. Okay. Well, anyways. I mean, I guess we can. It took too much work just to get you to fucking come on today.
Uh-huh. Yeah, whatever, Jay.
Well, so we'll get to the
here.
Happy to have you. We'll get to the Clown Motel episode and talking about that in a second. I wanted to talk about you. You've been having some thoughts of quitting lately.
Quitting what?
Life? No. Your job, moving. Which I get. We've talked about it off the podcast. You want to talk about it on the podcast? And if you don't, then it's probably really weird that I brought it up.
Yeah, I mean, no, we can a little bit. I don't want to talk too much about how I want to completely uproot my life and move away. But yeah, I think it's just I've been really, really torn now that I'm kind of getting back into stand-up and
back.
Well, yes, Jay, back. No, like. I'm getting on stage again, and it's still very early, but it's definitely grabbing my attention a lot, and it's exciting to me. And I was putting so much of my time and effort and attention into the construction gig that I got going, that now I kind of feel torn. And I feel like, because I'm kind of an all or nothing type person, and so I kind of just feel like I have to give my all to one thing versus doing half-ass job at two things,
Yeah. Can you do you have a light on you can turn on? Because literally you go dark
oh my God, people are starting to get into this moment, and then you're just like, fuck that. So,
well, no, I mean, if anybody watches, because I'm putting it up on YouTube.
All right, great. Yeah, hold on one second.
We'll be right back.
Jesus.
So Bill is away from the mic right now, and I love tormenting Bill. Oh wait, he's back. He just kicked that's good. You just kicked it. Oh, that's better. What'd you do there?
Oh my God. I completely closed the blinds.
Why didn't you do that when I said go close the blinds?
I did, but I just left a little crack so that way there's still some natural light. But I feel like this is really dark looking now.
But it's consistent, You could turn on a light, an overhead light.
Great. Now for everybody that was, paying attention, where were we, Jay? What were your thoughts on that?
You were talking about that you're an all or nothing guy, and now that you're finally doing stand-up, that you feel like you want to just quit, but you've quit before. I know we talked about that you don't want to be a quitter, and which I get all sides of it. Like I am very much I've always been kind of like an instant gratification person, where it's hard for me to see the long term on things, which is funny because comedy is such a long game,
Right. It's a marathon, not a sprint, as they say.
Yeah. Who's that?
Huh? Multiple Canadians.
Yeah. No, but it's interesting because like I did martial arts for 12 years, and that wasn't a instant thing. That was one of the things that people would quit, is because they couldn't get a black belt in like a month, and then they were like, oh, it's too much. So I mean, I can focus and put in the dedication and time and everything. It's interesting because, and I don't know if we've talked about it on the podcast before, but our buddy Bill Laskowski, you've met him now, our little buddy Phoenix. And when I was out there at Big Pine, and he comes up to me and he was like, it was funny because, I've been wrestling with where do I want to move, and I'll have something to tell you about that too in a sec. But but he came up to me at Big Pine. And he just goes, Jay, let's move to Boston. I was like, don't fuck with me, Bill. But one of the things he brought up that was pretty interesting is he was saying, I've been in Phoenix. I've been doing stand-up in Phoenix 5 years, and he's like, I want to be the best comic I can be. And he's like, I feel he's met a lot of comics from Boston, Brian Glowacki, Corey Rodriguez, myself. He met Ryan Cott from the comedy clubs, and he's like, I want to be the best comic I can be, and I feel like I can become a better comic by going to Boston. And he said he mentioned a friend of his at 23 moved to Boston from Phoenix. And the way his friend put it is he said, I'm not going to college, so why not go to like comedy college? And he moved to Boston to become a better comic, you know? And also I think about,
what does that guy do now? Work at Starbucks?
oh no, he's got a half-hour special.
Oh.
So his name's Shane Moss. You heard of him?
Yeah.
No. But actually, I think Bill said he recently moved to New York. He just recently moved to New York.
No, that's cool. I get it.
Yeah. The other thing I think about too with moving and everything is like, I'm all in on this podcast, me and you and this podcast, you know, and whatever happens with it. I mean, I've thought about moving back to Seattle so that we can do the podcast in the same location and record and all that. But I don't really want to move back to Seattle.
Who does?
Yeah. You know, it's like the Boston thing. I was talking to JP Sears, who I featured for this weekend at Irvine Improv, and JP's like a motivational speaker. He's a comic now, but he started out as a motivational speaker, and he still does that too. And he had me on his podcast, very complimentary and everything. And I was telling him, I think the only thing that stopped me from being like, when people are like, oh, what are you going to do? The only thing stopping me from just being like, I'm moving to Boston, it's going to be in this date or whatever, as honestly is fear. It's a fear of unknown. Like, I mean, I've moved cross country. I've sold everything I've owned and moved cross country, I think 6 or 7 times in my life. But all of those times, except for once, I was working corporate America. Like when I moved from Boston to Seattle, I was getting unemployment. But all the other times, like I moved from Seattle to Sacramento, Sacramento to Tampa, Tampa to Oregon, Oregon to Boston. But all those times I had a job and that security of knowing like, oh, I got checks coming in.
Right.
So, you know, it's no big thing. And so it's just the fear of the unknown. And I thinking back, I think I remember the first time I did like a cross country move, I had that fear. And then after that first one, I was like, this is, you know, it's nothing. And
well, see, I think when you talk about fear, and if it's a fear of getting work or not, I feel like you are at a place in comedy to where you have enough of a foundation built that you could already be sending emails out to contacts out there and clubs out there, and with the resume that you have and video that you have of where you've played, that it should be a no-brainer for people to try to squeeze you into their roster, you know?
Yeah, I mean, that's the hope. And I mean, it's interesting because I talked to Ken Garr yesterday, our buddy Ken Garr, who actually was at the Clown
Tonopah. Yeah.
Yeah. I was talking to him about this and everything, and Ken and I, we confide in each other a lot and kind of vent to each other a lot because we both have been doing it about the same amount of time. We've both been in LA about the same amount of time. We both are straight white dudes that, you know.
Wait, what? You guys are straight?
We're white too.
Oh, shit.
But it's interesting what you say, because he kind of said the same thing. He's like, wherever you go, you're going to be fine. Because he's like, you know, not to sound like an asshole, but he was like, you know, everybody likes you. Anytime your name's mentioned, everybody's like, oh, I love that guy, blah, 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 whatever, which is, you know, nice and everything. It's the fear of the unknown. And that's my own hang up to deal with, you know.
For sure.
The other part of it, and it's not even work related, is on the West Coast, all my connections, and I mean, most of my family is, Jesus, this sounds awful. Most of my family has died off. I mean, like my grandparents are dead. My dad is still alive. My mom's still alive, but
all my friends are dead. Push me to the edge. All my friends are dead.
You gone?
That's it.
My dad lives in Oregon. My mom lives in Utah. You know, I saw my mom like for the first time in probably 10 or 15 years about 6 months ago. And
Wow.
my dad I see maybe once a year when I'm in Portland doing a gig. You know, I have a lot of friends and everything all on the West Coast and a lot of work on the West Coast, but like I know I will never be like homeless on, which
Right.
I mean, I have friends in Boston too that I don't think I have to worry about that everything, but it's just the unknown. Honestly, it's
Yeah.
just me being afraid of the unknown. Um,
Have
I
you ever
like how
read Have you ever read The Alchemist?
no.
It's a really good book. But one quick thing from The Alchemist that I always really liked and remembered from it is he starts out. I mean, it's written timelessly, so like anybody can relate. But he starts out as like a shepherd, like a sheep shepherd, and he meets this girl, and she takes off, and he's like, "Well, I really want to see you again, or whatever." She's like, "Maybe you will, whatever." Um, and so he's like, "Well, shit, how do I go chase this girl down? I'm this sheep shepherd," and he finds a gig at like a fucking rug shop or something like that, and he's like, you know what, I'm gonna take a chance and I'm gonna do this rug thing for a little bit, and this old guy or whatever tells him, he goes, "Hey, you were a sheep shepherd, right?" He goes, "If the rug thing don't work out, you can always be a sheep shepherd again,"
Mm,
and he kind of keeps that with him. So every time he goes and does something else, he's like, if this doesn't work, I can go back to selling rugs, or I can go back to being a sheep shepherd. Like you might have fear, but you always have what you've known. You can always fall
yeah.
back to something that you know how to do, and so there's like no fear. So I guess what I'm saying is if that's stopping you and you go, let's say, to Boston and shit's not working out exactly, you always have the West Coast that you can come back to
That's
and
true.
have those people. So, I mean, but the same thing for me. Like when I moved to LA, like I wanted to move to LA and thought that I had all these expectations and dreams and really delusions.
No. By the way, I'm
um,
glad you're bringing this back to you because we started with you and you
yeah,
said
no, I
like two
know.
words and then I just went on a tangent.
No, I know. Um, but I was really scared of coming back. Like I was scared about coming back to what I knew because I thought
Coming
that was
back to
gonna,
Washington.
yeah, coming back up
Okay.
here to the Northwest because I thought that was gonna make me seem like I completely failed and and wasn't gonna, he didn't make it or whatever. And it's like, for one, that's other people's thoughts of me, and I can't allow those things to affect the way I feel about myself. And I've been trying to conquer that as far as getting back into stand up. People say, "Oh, I thought you moved to LA." And I go, "I did. It did. And now I'm back." Like, I can't have any kind of shame in that, especially for the people that um are still in Seattle. Like, no, not shitting on them, but for the people that are still in Seattle that kind of have talked about moving away and never have, and if they have one, iota of trying to tell me that, "Oh, so you didn't make it, huh, or you failed or whatever," I'm like, "Yeah, but at least I moved away. At least I tried. At least I did something. You just stayed here the whole time and fucking, aren't doing anything,
Well,
so."
the other thing too is that there is no. I mean, there is no failure. You're alive. You're still doing.
Right.
You know.
I think people just, when you're not in the big city like LA, New York, Chicago, whatever, I think that, it's I don't know if you want to call it a small town way of thinking or whatever, but it's like somebody moves away and it's like, "Oh, they're off to bigger and better things because they're going to a big city." And if he comes back, then it's a sign of, that's why I shouldn't go, because see all these other people that try to leave that end up coming back, like, the chances are so slim. But, it's just a stepping stone in the journey. Maybe LA is a bicycle and Seattle's training wheels, and I went to go try to get on a bike for the first time, and I fell down a couple times, and I've just realized I'm not ready for the bike yet. So I'm coming back to training wheels. It's
Yeah.
it's not that I'm never gonna ride a bike.
Yeah.
It's just that I wasn't ready to ride the bike yet.
What a
So,
great way to put it, Phil.
hey, I try.
Hey,
Um,
and it also makes me think of like all those people that anybody that says like talk shit to you, it makes me think of this Tom Brady quote where he said, "I think I have a certain respect for people, and I guess a lot of times I expect that respect to go both ways."
Well, I have no respect for that fucking quote right there. Piece of shit. What the fuck is that?
I mentioned this weekend I worked with JP Sears, and wanted to give him a shout out. Dude, it's interesting. Like I met JP about a year and a half ago at Stand Up Live in Phoenix, and when I got offered the gig, they were like, "Hey, do you want to feature for this guy, JP Sears?" And you can tell me whoever you say. Do you want work? Yes, I want work. So, but I'd never heard of who. I'm like, who the fuck is JP Sears? So I look it up, and he has one of his probably the one that I knew or that I recognize him from. He has a viral video, if meat eaters acted like vegans. And then he's like, "Oh, do you have this tofu and a chicken? Or do you have tofu flavored chicken? Stuff like that." And it was funny because before meeting him, because I when I was at Parlor, I worked with some quote unquote YouTube stars, and a lot of them were pricks. They were entitled. They were also younger, but there was one specifically I'll never forget, Vancouver, Washington. But anyways, excuse me. I kind of went into this. The first time meeting JP, I kind of went into it like, oh fuck, man, another YouTube guy, blah blah blah. This guy's he's gonna suck. He's gonna be an asshole, blah blah blah. I meet him, and immediately this guy tells me and Brian Ritchie, who was hosting, he tells us straight up, he's like, "Guys, I haven't been doing this long." He's like, "Whatever you guys do, please do that. Don't change what you're doing for me or my audience or whatever." He goes, I want you to just put on the best show you can." And with merch, I was like, because at the time he was doing merch, and I was like, "Oh fuck, is he going to be like, no, you can't sell any merch?" And now I'm really like not making that much money. And he was like, "Please do merch." He was like, "Sell the shit out of it." He's like, nice. I mean, and so right from the immediate time I meet him, I'm like, "Oh, I'm the asshole in all of this. I'm the fucking cock." I went into this prejudging, and I'm the piece of shit in all of this. And so we worked with him that weekend and just fucking got along great. And he's just a great dude, and he's very self-aware. I want to give him credit for that. He's like, like back then he was like, he's like, "I'm still learning, this. I want to be the best I can be." And so he told me and Brian, he's like, "If you guys have any advice or any input or tags or whatever," he's like, "please let me know." It's just so refreshing that somebody doesn't come in entitled or acting like a cock. And
I'm the headliner. I know what I'm doing.
Exactly. And I mean, and honestly, he could, if he wanted to, he could, because he's selling out these places and people are coming to see him. They're not coming to see me or Brian Ritchie or me or Kevin Millard, who was hosting this weekend. So, I mean, if he wanted, he could be a diva. He earned that right by selling out these fucking shows. Right. So I met him back then. That was a year and a half ago. Excuse me. And then the booker from the Irvine Improv, probably maybe, I don't know, 4 or 5 months ago, had hit me up, and he was like, "Hey, are you available this weekend?" I think this was at the Brea Improv at the time, but he was like, "Are you available this weekend? JP Sears is headlining," and he gave us a list of certain people that he would like to work with or have open for him or feature, and your name came up. And I was like, and I couldn't do that show at that time, but I'm pretty sure I messaged him. I was like, "Hey man, thank you for, giving the recommendation." Then they hit me up about this Irvine Improv, and I was available, and I was like, "Fuck yeah, definitely." So I got to work with him again this weekend, and we became better friends, and he's just a fucking good dude. He's got a really good energy, and I don't know if it's because he is like on that motivational speaker tip, so to speak, but no, but he's also a real dude.
But keeps it positive because maybe just because that's his outlook on life, though, too.
Yeah, but it's not like it's not like we're in the green room and he's like, "Jay, the spirit of the movie."
Yeah, right.
We're in the green room shooting the shit and shitting on each other and cracking jokes.
Hal needs a gal. Shallow Hal needs a gal.
He's just a great dude. So if you get a chance, follow JP. I mean, he doesn't. It's like my fucking dinky 5,000 followers. are not going to do anything for his 500,000 followers. But yeah, he's a great dude, and he's and it's interesting too because I've seen the progression. I remember from a year and a half ago when he was doing stand up, and I think it was more. What I remember, it was more on the leaning towards like the faux motivational speaker stuff, and still has some of that in, but now it's more. He's definitely got more jokes, like it's more stand up, which I love it, and he's just a great dude, you know. So
Sounds like too when you come into different places headlining, like like you said, he's self-aware. It sounds like he could feel those eyes and that vibe from the comics that were working with him, probably, that he was like, oh, I am getting the fast track.
Yes.
And
don't forget that. This is live. This is happening live. Manny Martin is calling in while we're recording a HollingsWorthless podcast. He can't hear you though, Phil.
Holy shit. I was calling to see if you could get a hold of Phil because I needed him to do Comedy Central's roast battle and he hadn't responded.
Phil, can you do Comedy Central's roast battle?
I did respond to him. Oh, he just tried calling me right now. Oh, well, I'm doing a podcast, Manny.
Fuck Comedy Central. He's doing the HollingsWorthless.
I have some more questions about that for him, so I'll call him after this.
He'll call you in like 30 minutes, Manny.
Yeah, no worries. All right, cool.
All right.
I'll talk to you guys.
Wait, hey. Yeah. Did you get that cream that you were talking about?
For my
herpes? Okay, bye. Roast battle for Comedy Central. Wait, hold on. Okay, don't forget that, but finish what you're saying. Yeah, JP is very self-aware, and he's
so it just sounds like he, when he was just starting out and getting to headline these clubs, he kind of probably felt those vibes and those eyes from other comics where he's like, oh, I'm getting the fast track into this, like, let me check myself and let me see what I can learn, and let's respect these guys because they're the ones that are in the trenches doing this for years, trying to get to where I'm at now. And that's really cool that he was able to recognize that and then came at it from a much more humble standpoint, where I think, from what it sounds like, you've worked with other people who were just like, yep, I got the followers, I got famous, and now I'm here. This is my show. Oh yeah, who are you? Oh cool, yeah, you do your thing. They're here to see me though. And so it's cool that that he came at it from a different approach and more like a learning approach, like I said, humble and have humility about it versus being a big asshole. So
yeah,
that's good. It's good to hear that there's dudes out there like that.
Yeah, and I got to do his podcast, and he's he was very, very complimentary towards me, which is very nice. And it was funny because we're in the middle of I'm doing his podcast, and he's like, you always do great, and you are tremendously talented, and blah blah blah. Very, very complimentary.
Yeah.
I don't want to fucking suck my own dick here, but he says all this leading up to the question, and he's like, he goes, you mentioned like, agents and managers. He's like, why don't you have an agent, Jay? And he wasn't laughing when he said it. I'm just laughing as I'm retelling it because I literally was just like, yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know. I was like, I broke it down to him though, like, well, an agent or a manager can represent you, JP, where you're selling out, the Irvine Improv, and let's say, I don't know what you get, but let's say you, for a weekend, you get 20 grand. So their 10% is going to be $2,000 of that. Or I'm doing the Chuckle Fuckers, next weekend where I'm getting $2,000 and they can get 200 of that. So who do you think they want to put their focus on?
Right.
Yeah. So I mean, that's. I just wanted to say that about JP. I fucking love the guy. He's just a good. He's one of those people where you love being around him. Just a good energy. Oh, and also let me give a shout out to Kevin Millard, who Kevin hosted, and I think I had he was saying it was because of the Red Sox player, but it's not. I know I had heard his name comedy wise before, and he hosted and just ripped it all weekend. It was just people were coming up to me after the show and was saying, like, I'll come to these shows all the time, and sometimes the headliner's good and the opener, or the headliner and the host, and he's like, multiple people were just saying this whole show beginning to end was great. So
that's cool.
Shout out to Kevin Millard too. Millard with a D. Now, Comedy Central roast battle. What is this, Phil?
Yeah, it's just a thing going on up at at a convention.
Comedy, right?
Yeah, it's a Comedome.
It's at a convention?
Yeah.
What convention?
What
the fuck?
It's happening at like this weed convention. It's called like the Lemon Haze convention, and they're doing some comedy stuff there.
You are the fucking worst. So, but it's for Comedy Central? You don't know?
I mean, I don't want to speak too much on it because I don't know too much about it. But it's billed as Comedy Central's roast battle. So.
Oh. Okay, got you. I was like, is this going to air on Comedy Central? I'd be like, why the fuck are you doing this? You should be calling Manny back right now. So basically, they could just have said, like, there's going to be a roast there. Okay, got you. You don't want to say. So well, that's dope, though. I mean, especially if it's at the Tacoma Dome.
Yeah. No, I mean, as far as the weed convention goes, yeah, it sounds like there'd probably be a lot of people there. So it sounds like a fun show. It's at like it's 2 p.m. on a Friday. But I mean, if there's people there for the convention, then there should be an audience. So,
Yes.
But otherwise, it's a really awkward time to go to stand up. But
now you I wanted to, before we talk about the fucking Clown Motel episode, dude, have you seen Haunted on Netflix?
I have not. No.
Do you know anything about it?
No.
Great show, such a great idea. Shout out to Lucas Seeley, who gave me the tip to watch it because he knows I love scary shit.
Nice.
So they're 20 to 25 minute episodes. And what it is these people will sit like in a living room and they'll have cameras on all the different people and they're interviewing them, and they will tell stories of hauntings that these people's experienced, and then they'll have people reenacting them like actors. But dude, it's intense. Like the very first one, I think it's called The Woman in the White Dress. This guy talked about he's been basically chased by this. You're frozen right now on my screen.
I can hear you.
Oh, you're frozen though. Why is it frozen?
Maybe it'll unfreeze.
Hopefully. Yeah, man, it's been frozen for a minute. I just gave you a thumbs up. Anyways, you're still frozen.
I can hear you though, buddy.
I know, but it's terrifying. There you go. Now you unfroze. God, okay. Your face was just like you were having a stroke. The Woman in the White Dress, though, that episode, this guy tells a story about, I think when he was like 5 or 6, this basically a lady in a white dress appeared. Why are you frozen again? What the fuck? Are you on dial-up this time?
No, I'm not on dial-up, Jay. You're fine to me.
Great. But this ghost lady haunted him, and then when he turned it haunted him till he was like 15 or 16. Comes to find out they leave this apartment they were in, and as they're leaving, the landlord was like, "Yeah, I'm surprised you guys lasted that long," saying that to the parents. The kid finds out a week before he moved in, a week before him and his mom and dad moved in, a woman killed her kids in the bathtub and then hung herself in the closet that this kid's room was in.
Whoa.
So there's other shit that happened I don't want to reveal, but he's telling the story now. He's like probably 50. And as he's telling the story about shit that's happened recently, he's crying. He's fucking crying. So,
wow.
Whatever is happening, this guy 100% believes it happened. The next episode, Slaughterhouse, is fucking terrifying. These two sisters, their parents were basically serial killers, and they grew up in a house where the parents were serial killers, both in on it.
Wow.
Wait, why would you laugh at that?
No, it's just insane that something like that could happen. What? I'm not laughing at anybody's death. I'm laughing at their serial killers.
Why is that funny?
Because that's a cool job title. In make-believe land. I mean, not in real life. They were serial killers in real life. The only cereal I kill is like a bowl of Lucky Charms. a box of Count Chocula. I'm killing that cereal, bro.
Makes me think of Boo Berry.
Crunch.
Fucking yuck. Anyways, if you haven't seen it, I recommend Haunted on Netflix. Excuse me. Before we get to like recapping the previous episode of the Haunted at the Clown Motel in Tonopah, do we have any emails?
A little light this week, Jay.
Save it for next week.
Yeah. Keep sending your emails in. If you have any topics or suggestions, you want us to debate something, you want to share something with us about yourself, please do, and send us your email to hwppod@gmail.com. That's hwppod@gmail.com.
And do you have any new bits about a bit? Bit about a bit? Bit about a bit?
I can't say I have anything I'm working on right now, Jay.
I'll tell you a premise I wrote. Let's see. What did I write? I think I wrote something. Did I tell you about so stupid, the power nap thing?
No. You have not told us about the power nap thing.
It's not good. These are just ideas, premises. But
that's what Bit About a Bit is for, Jay. Bit about a bit.
Oh, and then
bit
I had
about a
okay.
bit.
So I got two that I wrote down. One is the power nap. It's just funny how we try and guys, we always try and like masculinize. Is that a word?
Masculinize?
Masculinate?
Sure. Make
masculine things?
Yeah.
Like
okay.
You can't just like, hey, I'm going to go take a quick nap. You're like, no, bro. I'm going to take a fucking power nap, dude. You wake up like, I fucking killed that nap, bro. I fucking did some reps, some rems.
God,
yuck. No, I was just thinking about that, how like power nap, we're always like, fucking, dude, I fucking kicked the shit out of that nap, man. But the other one that's, and I probably will never do anything with that one. But one I definitely will is I got an idea about, I want to start off something like being like, like I want to be an ally. That's what they say, right? I want to be an ally. But I want to call out. I'm quick to. I'll call out a white person using racial slurs, but or being racist. But what do I do with like an Asian or a Mexican using the N-word? Like.
Oh.
And when was there a vote on that? Like, what do I do with that?
Yeah.
Everybody is using the N-word now. And I'll hear an Asian dude and I'll be like, and can I even say anything being white?
Right.
I just don't know, Phil.
It's weird. It's like, it was never, used against them, but the way it's kind of used in mainstream media is like as an endearing type of way. So maybe Mexican people and Asian people are using it as the endearing type of way, but it's like, if you ask, not that I have speaking for anybody, but I mean, I feel like some black people think of the word as like they're taking it back, they're taking back the word and redefining it or whatever, or like, taking away its power by saying it.
Which word?
We know what word we're talking about. And
get you canceled, bro.
Yeah, and so I don't know. White people definitely can't say it. But I mean, we should take back words too, Not that word. But no, I don't know. I'm just
like what?
No, I don't know. Like cracker or fish belly. I don't know.
Fish belly?
Yellow belly? I don't know, whatever it is.
Fish belly? I've never heard fish belly. Is that a white? What the fuck is that?
You yellow belly fish belly cracker? I don't know. I thought fish belly was something.
For white people?
Yeah. Because we're we're pink, like Salmon.
Scales?
Salmonella. I don't know.
Oh God! Yikes! Now I'm
I
offended.
have no idea. Yeah. No, I don't know, but yeah, it is weird. That's true. It happens. It happens, and it's like, are you allowed to say that? But how do you bring it up?
Yeah, who knows? Now let's talk about our Tonopah HollingsWorthless Haunted episode, which you will hear at the end of this. We'll add it on to this, but so it took us. How long did it take us to drive out there? So on it was me, you, Kane Holloway, and Ken Gar, right?
Yeah.
And
Did we record us in the car? I don't remember.
I think we recorded some of it. How long did it take us to drive out there? Do you remember?
Fuck, at least 3 hours, 3 or 4 hours.
So we are not I'm not re-listening to that episode. So I may be repeating some shit that you're going to hear on the episode. But for those that don't know, there's a clown motel in Tonopah, Nevada, and literally connected to the clown motel is a cemetery, the Tonopah cemetery that I think was like from the 1800s to 1901 or something like that.
Yeah, I think they were like miners or something like that.
Yeah, and there's like, I mean, you'll see people in there. It'll say died of tuberculosis or died of gunshot wound or died in a mine or whatever.
Yeah.
And from what I remember, we went to the hotel.
There was like baby graves in there too.
Yeah, dude, I
think there was a fire or something too that a lot of people were in there for.
And then there was also that hotel across the street that supposedly is haunted. That prostitute, I think, was murdered by a congressman or the mayor or something.
Yeah.
Yeah. And did we see something there? Or no, we couldn't go downstairs, right?
No, we went up into the room where she like had done prostituting before. And I remember I took like pictures because they were saying like the shadows were, because it was like dimly lit and stuff. They were like sometimes the shadows have been like reported to move around and stuff. So I remember I took a lot of pictures trying to see if weird shit would show up, from the shadows in my pictures. So yeah, that was cool because there was more of a story behind it. The clown motel was just themed and not really necessarily haunted.
When we were in the graveyard though, because we went to the cemetery at like 2 or 3 in the morning.
Yeah.
Do you remember? Was there like rocks being tossed at us, or pebbles, or am I?
I remember you tossing rocks at me, going like, "Oh shit, what was that?" I remember I think I had an app on my phone that was like reading, like ghost levels or something like that, and I had that out, and I was trying to like get a reading, and I remember there was some other people that were walking around the cemetery late at night like that too, that were looking around for ghost stuff. I don't remember if we recorded any of that though, of us being out in the cemetery, because I haven't listened back. But if there is, treat for you. If not, we also did that. And then I was drinking, and I remember I just started getting a little saucy in the hotel room, and
you were the worst when you were hammered.
Yeah, kind of turned into an asshole towards Ken and everybody. So that's fun to listen to me deteriorate on the podcast. Yeah. Hopefully I don't say anything insensitive.
And somebody pissed in the graveyard. Let's not say who.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, dude. So you have to listen to that. But yeah, that was I would say, so out of all the ones that we've done, I'd say that's probably the third best one. Because there was like one we did where we really didn't do much, but I would say that's probably the third best one. I'd say Queen Mary was probably the second best one, and then the best one so far was the Sorrento Hotel one.
Yeah,
was dope. So we'll lead up to that one with releasing these, and then hopefully this one this year will be good when we go to the little baby cemetery.
Ooh, yeah, I'm excited. We gotta find some haunted shit in the Tri-Cities.
Your energy's not good today, Phil.
I think that's rude. I'm giving my all, baby. This is what I got, baby. This is what you get. This is Phil Fox coming at you live from the 253
You're
up in the
frozen on us.
Northwest, getting frozen on Jay's screen,
Hey.
but it don't give a shit because we just try to put down the best that we can. We the best podcast. Blah, 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 blah. Major Mike. Major audio alert. All right. That's DJ Philid. Khaled. All right. Worthless of the week, buddy.
Yes. My worthless of the week. I don't know how to say this. Oh, God. It just happened to me yesterday.
Hey, Jay. 1, 2. Worthless of the week. Great. I'm glad you joined in.
You're still half asleep, I think.
Whatever.
All right. I went to
Fuck
7-Eleven by Sean's here in Pasadena. I just had to get something really quick. I think it was a water or something. There is no less than 6 different homeless people that hit me up.
Yeah.
And I'm like, everybody, excuse me, sir. Excuse me. Excuse me, sir. And I'm like, I don't want to say people are worthless or a person is worthless, but fuck, man. Dude, it's like an obstacle course of fucking homeless. What do I do? What do I do?
You just say no.
How do
That's all I do. I'm blunt about it. I go, no, I have nothing for you. Sorry. And then I get in my car and I drive off.
Okay.
Or as I'm walking by, if they're like, oh, excuse me, I go, nope, sorry, nothing.
Okay, here, let's do it. We'll act it out, all right?
Okay.
I'm the homeless person. You get out of your car.
Yep.
Are you getting out? You got to do the sound effects.
All right, let's go into the store.
Excuse me, sir.
Nope, I'm sorry. I have nothing. Sorry.
Have you accepted the Lord Jesus Christ?
Nope. Okay, bye. Thank you.
Wait, do you know what time it is?
Nope.
You don't know what time it is?
I can't help you. No, I'm sorry.
You have an ear.
Can't help you today.
You have a phone thing in your ear.
Okay, bye. I don't give a shit. I'll be rude. I mean, they're asking me for something of mine that they think that they're entitled to. Sorry, you're not. I worked for it. You can go work for it too. And, wherever they're at in their life, if it's because they're down on their luck, then they should be spending their time at the shelter where they can provide them with services to get back on their feet versus stand outside of a fucking 7-Eleven asking for me to help them. There's people out there that will help you if you go seek it. I understand that there is a homeless problem, but there's a lot of homeless people that have just accepted that way of life and I don't want to say choose to be homeless, but have given up on trying and they resort to that way of life and
you've hung out with homeless people before?
Yeah, I have. Yeah, but it's for it's so I can get into character.
There you go. Yeah, so that's my worthless of the week. I'm not gonna say people, but just fucking having to deal with that. I'm like, God, can I just fucking get in and out? I don't have something for everybody. I just want to get in and get my shit. Please don't make me feel like an asshole. All right. What's your
worthless? Dare I say, and I don't know if Jay will ever shit on his own team, but I will say my worthless this week. And I hate to say it. No.
The Seahawks.
No, it's not the whole team. I'm just gonna put
Russell Wilson.
No, I'm just gonna put to the receivers. I did not see any of the fucking receivers getting open at any point in time in the second half to give Russell anybody to throw to. Russell has great protection. He has a lot of time, and he had to resort to either throwing it away or trying his best to make a play or run. And there was just nobody ever fucking open. And it's like, yo, dudes, like, get the fuck open. I don't think it was the Ravens defense was that good to where they were able to stop the receivers from getting open. Maybe they were, but I just think that I just didn't see anybody making a good route or a good play to where they were giving Russell the opportunity to throw to them, and it pissed me off. Carson was our only offense as a running back. He actually got some shit done, but anyway, let's go Seahawks. Come on, guys.
So the Seahawks, we got it.
You can do better. I mean, if you want to make anybody worthy, you should make your stupid Patriots worthy because they're 7-0.
I mean, we're just kind of used to it, bro.
Yeah, whatever. Anyway, that's our football talk for the week. All right, Jay. Well,
what do you have? Do you want to do your plugs?
Oh, right. This Thursday I'll be at Club Comedy with Mike Coletta and others. Come and see that show in Seattle. That's the Thursday, the 24th.
And this weekend I will be at Laughs Unlimited in Sacramento, California. Monday I'll be at Brentwood with Carlos Rodriguez. But this weekend, Sacramento, Laughs Unlimited. I can't wait.
That's right. My boy's going to come check you out. He said for sure he's going. So you're going to see my buddy Darren out there. So anybody else out in Sac?
Favorite people in the world runs that, Jen from Laughs Unlimited, and they remodeled it, so I can't wait to see it. Yeah, and then the weekend after that we'll be in I'll be in Richland, Washington with Manny, and you're coming out to do some spots.
I'll be there too.
Yeah.
Yay. At Like the Animal on everything.
At Big Irish J on everything.
There you go. And until next time.
And by the way, to the listeners or anybody watching this, I just want to apologize on behalf of Phil. His energy was really off today.
Oh, whatever.
I had a Bang energy drink before getting on here. Phil rolled out of bed and his energy was very low.
Fuck you, Jay.
Perfect.
Listeners got my back. Okay. Bye.
And now a message.
All right. So since Kane and
coming to you live from the Clown Motel.
Hold on. We'll get to that. All right. Ken, Kane, you're the guests. So you guys together, you guys have both been on the podcast before. Phil does an ad, and we let our guests choose the dialect/accent. So you guys decide.
With the theme.
Okay, I'm going to choose the region. Okay. And you choose the state. Okay. North. Okay. That's the region.
Oh, the north?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that could be any.
Yeah, that's why he's saying you pick
pick the state.
Yeah, so pick a state in there.
Here's what I want to do.
Oh, God.
Let me throw this out here.
Sure, fine.
It's Halloween.
That's true.
I think he needs to do it in a ghoulish voice.
There we go.
All right.
Drowned Boston fisherman.
Oh, Jesus.
Northeast. Gold. He's dead.
I love it.
Right?
I love it.
Right?
I love
it.
Yeah.
Dead Boston fisherman.
Shit. Whatever. Dude, they're all dead around here. Make sure you get the.
You're listening to the Patahalics.com /HWP podcast. HollingsWorthless from Boston.
Nope. Boston.
Is this the first time people are seeing him do this live? Which is awesome.
So support the show by clicking on the Amazon link. You can buy some fishing lures.
Oh boy, yeah.
And become an Amazon Prime member for the show.
Apparently I said grumpy old men when I
And also just make sure you remember to go to portaholics.com /HWP. And click the Amazon link to support the show. Because I'm a dead fisherman from Boston. Enjoy the.
We're getting requests.
Enjoy the Halloween.
shut the
We're getting
camera
requests.
off.
Yeah, make him do it as the Count from Sesame Street.
Oh,
That would way better.
Do it.
All right, we'll do it. Here, well, I'll get rid of that other
One.
horse shit.
Oh, thanks for reminding me how it goes.
Hold on.
By the way, real quick, Phil couldn't drive his car after one drink?
You chose to drive my car.
Yeah, because I don't want to die.
Well,
You were
then
fucking
it wasn't
like
about me not being able to.
You were every frat guy in the world. Like, I'm okay, bro.
Yeah, so go to potaholics.com
God,
/HWP.
I'm almost over with it now.
Do this ad. Do the ad.
Okay.
time. I'm
It's
going.
walking.
Is that walking?
Is that walking? Dead walking?
They didn't ask you.
Holy shit! It's Walking Dead. Walking
All
Dead.
right. Walking Dead. You guys ready? How did we set it up? I can't even remember.
Hashtag Walking Dead.
No, you'd say.
Oh, you guys want to hear an impression of my favorite show? You guys want to hear an impression
Yeah.
of my
Yeah,
favorite
yeah.
show? Okay. Here's my impression of my favorite show on television right now. Brains. Brains. What's brains? It's Walking Dead.
Oh my god, that's awesome. Guys, use the hashtag Walking Dead. WALKEN Dead. Walking
Yeah.
Dead.
If you're watching the Periscope.
If you're watching the Periscope, hashtag Walking
Tweet
Dead.
at any one of us and
hashtag HWP.
yeah,
both those.
HWP, and
But I'm
occasionally
leaving
one
it
of
when
us
it's
will
at.
break into
That's
Walking
the ad.
Dead.
This has been long
What
enough.
is the ad? Yeah, this is.
That was
we can-
it.
Oh God. Well,
Guys.
Podaholics.com/HWP. Click the Amazon link if you buy something. It supports the show. Doesn't cost you anything more. All right, that's good with the ad. All right. Let's start the podcast.
Oh, and since we can't see your comments, if you are watching the Periscope, tweet at any one of us
Yeah.
if you do have a comment.
Not me, because I can't see the camera right now.
At
Right.
comedian Kengar, KENGARR. Just tweet
How about
at me.
Phil. Well, Phil has the easiest.
Phil, yeah.
or-
Yeah, at Like the Animal
At
But you don't have your
like
phone
the
around.
I did
animal.
too. It's on me.
and at Kane M Holloway. If you have any good, really funny ones, Kane KANE M as in Matthew
God.
HOLLOWAY. We'll read your
I'll edit this
tweets.
shit out
Yeah,
for the podcast.
yeah,
when we
if
record. All
they're
right.
funny.
What do you want me to say something about your show?
I shit on myself in the womb.
Stop, Phil.
You fucking stink.
You know what? Fuck this.
Oh, because it's Hollingsworth, but it's worth less.
I don't want to hear about whatever you have to say.
The worthless of the week.
Hey, you just gonna sit up there the whole time?
It's the fucking Phil Fox Scorpion. It's a move, man. You fucking dummy. Ugh. Well, then what the fuck? How is it racist? Black people. Oh, God. Oh, shoot me now, dude. Just shoot me now.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Ugh, fuck, it's already starting. I'll keep that. Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to the HollingsWorthless Podcast. This is for October 31st, All Hallows Eve, Halloween.
Boom.
As always, we have the Masclot, a.k.a. the co-host.
The co-ghost.
Oh, no.
Wow.
The former co-host.
Oh. Yeah, 'cause
the
I'm back.
philanthropist, a.k.a.
Jonah Phil.
Jonah Phil.
Tara Phil.
Tara Phil. Fill you up. All right, Phil Fox. And the guests this week are friends of the podcast, friends of ours. We have Kane Holloway
Yes, hello everyone. Hello.
and our buddy Ken Gar.
What's up, guys? Glad to be back.
All right. Excuse me. So if you're only listening to this and you have no idea what happened to make this podcast, so to speak, it's pretty crazy. So as we're doing this podcast, we're also live periscoping, which if I can get this right, anybody watching on Periscope, download all these videos if you can. I think I have them to where I can upload them on YouTube. I want to put them together, but I don't know for sure because it looked like some didn't connect or save right. I don't know. Anyways, for those listening on the podcast, so it's Halloween. If you've been a listener of this podcast for a while, you know that on Halloween we try and do something special. One year we spent the night at the Sorrento Hotel in Seattle, most haunted room. Kane was there. Phil was there. Mike Coletta was there. Sean McCann.
Yes.
That was it, right?
Yeah, that was it. I
Yeah.
think.
And we had some crazy stuff that happened that night. So for this Halloween, we decided, I brought up the idea. Everybody was on board with it. Ken was a little at first because of the drive.
I traveled a lot this month.
You traveled a lot this month?
Yes.
Okay.
You're playing basketball? Sorry. This has been all trip. All right.
Never ending.
So what we decided, so we decided that
Man.
for Halloween,
I hope,
what?
well, we're not going to be on topic at all.
Well, if I could finish this, then I can explain
What were
everything
you
that's
gonna say?
happened. Well, I was going to talk about us getting high.
Oh, let's not. Yeah, fill us in. Fill us in.
All right.
Hey.
So let me tell people listening what the fuck's going on. So we decided for this Halloween, we were going to stay in what's listed as the scariest motel in the country, the Clown Motel in, what is it, Tonopah? Tonopah, Nevada. It's about 5.5 hours from LA. Phil just got a tweet or something, or somebody did. So this is what's happened since we got here. Is it Kelsey?
We got a write-in already.
My sister says Phil's the fucking worst. LOL.
Oh, that's so kind.
Yeah, buddy.
That's so nice.
You're the
I
first
haven't
person.
met you, Summer, but I fucking already like you.
Yeah, you're the first person to get YouTube comics via a text off Periscope. All right, so we drove here. I've been documenting the documenting like we're actual ghost hunters, but we were like, let's have fun with it. So we've been periscoping.
Well, I mean, at this point, I think we are ghost hunters.
Yeah,
we're
pretty much.
really,
What is
you know
the
what I mean?
qualifications?
Like, yeah, seriously, like
We're actually going way above and beyond
I'd say.
anybody who would just go, hey, let's periscope and podcast. I mean, we're asking questions. People
Yeah.
are giving us real answers.
yeah, we
Then
don't just we don't sit in a black room going, oh,
Yeah.
what was that?
They're giving us places to go
Yeah.
to make this actually interesting.
Hashtag History Channel, call us.
Yeah, exactly.
And
we
we're
got the
obnoxious.
show.
We're obnoxious enough that they're like, okay, fine, you can see the room, and then luckily no one's in the room. You know what I mean?
We're like the History Channel version of Impractical Jokers.
Yeah, for ghosts.
That's
For
great.
ghosts, you know
Yeah.
what I'm saying?
That's great. That's how we
Impractical
sell the
lives.
show.
yeah, we just need to find.
What
What did
was
you
it?
say?
Say it again?
Practical Alliance?
No.
What did you say?
Well, if we were ghost hunters, I said
Oh, boy.
Fucking say it again.
impractical lives. It's like they're not real.
God, Jesus Christ in heaven.
All day, guys.
Ah.
All day. You can since 8 o'clock this
fuck.
morning. It's been just shitty pun.
Oh,
Here's
after
what-
Wait,
shitty pun.
Okay, lay the foundation.
Yes, thank you. So we left
have too many lights
Friday, 8 a.m. from Los Angeles. What's going on?
Nothing. Go keep
What
talking.
are you doing? They want to see.
All right, go ahead.
You just realized
make
as
it
you're
more
about to.
scary.
I know, but they won't be able to see
Yeah,
your
they're
pretty
not gonna-
face.
That's the whole point.
So we left at 8 a.m. 5.5 hour drive. We did
Nice.
we did a lot of periscoping in the car. I'm trying to set up so that anybody watch the periscope can kind of see what we've done. So we got here to the Clown Motel and filmed it all. Checked into our hotel. Then we went across the street. We're literally, it's actually connected to the parking lot.
Yeah.
It's not
of
across the
Clown.
street.
It's the backyard. It's
Yeah.
where the pool would be.
Yeah.
You walk out the yes, exactly.
Yeah, there is a cemetery.
Exactly.
Yeah.
A cemetery that closed in 1911, and
Yeah.
and it has people that died of tuberculosis.
Pneumonia.
Phenomena.
Yeah,
Phenomena, as he says it.
A fire inside of the
yeah.
mine.
Somebody was shot. Oh,
One
there's a
fucking dude
sheriff.
got shot.
Yeah,
man.
there's a sheriff that got gunned down.
I don't believe it though, because it said like 1911, but it was like shot outside Ralph's. Like that. Okay.
Shot outside Ralph's.
Maybe that was his
grocery.
buddies.
The grocery store.
Oh boy, both
He
of you
hated
guys.
both of them.
Both
All right.
of you guys.
So we went over the cemetery. That was crazy. We got to Google. I want to find out what some of the graves had above ground, like they were fenced around the space that was the grave site.
Yeah.
And we were trying to figure out what is that? Is that like supposed to represent? Can you not text Sam through the whole podcast?
What? I'm not. Just whatever.
Jesus Christ.
Oh my
Nobody
God.
would have known it if he would have said shit.
Nobody would've
Everybody
known.
knows.
Everybody knows.
No.
Because first of all, all of your friends are fucking
Yeah.
here,
Hey,
and the only person
hey,
that likes you that isn't here is your fucking
goodbye. Na
big titted girlfriend.
Na na na.
And she's on a
na.
new birth
doing?
control pill.
Yeah, I'm fucking talking over him because he's being an asshole.
He's still
And
married
not
to
being an
Sam.
asshole. These are all the things we talked about today.
And I don't need to hear him again because I heard him the first
I
time.
think. Well, you were talking about breaking up
Oh
with Sam.
God, you're not a pleasant drinker. You know that, right?
You're
No,
mean.
I want to get to the fucking point that we're talking about here.
Well, let me fucking finish.
Great.
All
I've been
right,
waiting.
so we were watching, looking at the
Patiently
cemetery.
listening.
Shut the fuck up. That's how this podcast runs. So we're in the cemetery, and there's some of the graves, and you can see it on the periscope, are above ground. There's like they're fenced in, or it looks like a cradle without a bottom. You know, it just goes
crib,
into the ground.
yeah, baby crib.
Yeah, it's fucking
It
weird.
looks like they're
or a
trying
little
to keep the
jail.
world's smallest dog in.
Yeah,
Or you'll walk and
And it would be like a white picket fence.
some
Well,
of them. Yeah.
you'll see.
Do you walk in or do
Reg-
you walk in?
Well, when you're there, you're walking through.
Hashtag Walking Dead.
Walking Dead.
Oh God.
You'll see like normal sized people graves, and then you'll see tiny little.
Yeah. So
You'll see adult graves, and you'll
There
see
were a lot
baby.
of a
like-
lot of people named Infant in fucking.
Yeah, there's a lot of
1911.
infant like graves. It's rough.
Yeah.
Lots of them. Probably 20, I would say. There's
Yeah.
at least
Yeah.
20 baby graves.
And we didn't actually see all of the
Pretty weird.
tombs because we kind of surveyed one half.
no, we saw like 3 or 4. You want to break it down?
Yeah, the word
Please.
two. He said tombs, which has the word two in it. And he goes, no, we saw 3 or 4.
Oh, I get
I
it.
mean, dude, I don't know what's been worse today, your puns or your farts. Because both have been equally shitty.
Everyone and
Oh,
we
you
all
spent
have,
more than an hour with Jay.
when
That's-
we all have to break it down to either one that doesn't get it. I didn't get that one, and you're
Yeah.
going, no, I got it.
Yeah.
That happened to every
Yeah.
one of us.
I thought it was
today.
like a New Yorker, like 2 of them.
2 of them.
Tombs.
There's no even
Tombs.
possible way you could fit
Tombs.
the word
All right.
of in between
All right,
it.
all right. Let me.
So
fucking
why did we
catch up.
show up? How
Let
about
me-
that
Let
part?
me. All right, let's catch up. So, you okay there, Ken?
Yeah, man.
Why the fuck are we here?
Are you on? What are you looking at? A chick again?
Some chicks.
Oh man, I
Jesus
apologize.
Christ!
This
Here,
is supposed
everybody,
to be
everybody
interesting.
except Kane, turn
Here's
their
why
phones
I
over.
apologize.
No, I
Can I
just
say
can't.
why I apologize for all of this? And
Take-
and not only why I
take it back.
apologize, but also, I guess why I know this is different than the first time we did it.
Yeah.
Which this has been, I would already say I've enjoyed this trip better than the first time.
Well, you haven't cried yet.
Yeah.
And here's why I don't think it'll happen.
Okay. That weird voice at the end. Here's why I don't think it'll happen.
Check in at the news at 10. Anyway. Oh, man.
Oh my God.
So
Boy. So do you really want
last
to figure out
time,
which one's worse?
no, but last time we actually stayed in a haunted room in a haunted hotel.
Sure.
This time we came to a very scary place. The graveyard next to us is very, very scary. But I don't feel anything about the room we're in specifically
Okay.
that's going to be very freaked out. Everything we've done leading up to this, the podcast
Oh, wait
itself.
till tonight.
Yeah.
I mean, who knows? Something, who knows?
Because that's what
But
everybody said that shit that happened to him here was at night.
Because we've heard some stories. The guy when we checked in, and
Yeah.
even a Yelp review, right?
Yeah. Oh,
So
yeah.
they're like, if you
The
guys
clown-
aren't
oh, yeah, the
familiar,
clown at the end
if
of
you
the
haven't
bed.
been following it all day, like there's a uncomfortable amount of clown paraphernalia in the lobby,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Including a life-size 6-foot replica clown doll sitting in a chair.
And then
Go to my web, go to Facebook
Just
or
look at the
whatever. I got it, yeah.
Periscope.
and then
Yeah.
and then a life-size version of a clown standing.
Yeah, standing,
with
right?
man hands.
There's
Well, the
two.
one sitting has man hands.
So we're checking in, and we're like, hey, this is what we're doing. This is what we're trying today. You got any good stories? He's like, well, you might see the clown. And we're like, oh, well, yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
the whole lobby's full of them. He goes, no. He goes, a guest of ours very recently told us that he woke up and this clown was staring at him. And then Kane and I walked the fuck out of the lobby.
Fucking, I can't.
That
oh.
no.
That's
First of
the-
all, me with clowns since the movie Poltergeist,
Oh, yeah.
done.
Oh, yeah.
Not
It?
Nope.
Dude, I don't know how clowns are even
never saw it.
remotely a thing.
Dude, so my parents used to take me to the circus for my birthday.
Were
and
you
then
working?
after polka,
Oh my god.
you get a good rhythm going.
my
You know what I mean?
you know what's great is normally that would have been me.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Normally that would
Yeah.
have been me.
You've been Phil all day.
You were the. No, it's just like fucking. By the way, we're all have smoked weed and been drinking. FYI, if you can't tell why this is so fucked. Wait, let him finish.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, dude,
Hashtag
quit interrupting
smoking
him.
bed.
Shut up.
smoking dead. You know, when you're smoking a bowl and you're getting high with your friends. You think to
yeah.
Are
yourself,
you not gonna drink?
oh, I'm drinking. I got 2 things going on.
Oh,
I'm double
hey.
fisting.
He's double fisting.
Stop.
All right, go.
Like you like it.
You turned like Italian or a New York
Like you
Italian.
like
Yeah. I was
Well,
looking
there was
about
the end of that
New
story.
York.
We'll never finish.
No, finish it.
Kenny's
Quit
gonna-
interrupting, Phil.
Yeah, Kenny's got
Um,
a story.
And so apparently this guy woke up and the clown was like literally at his bed,
At the foot of the bed.
at the foot of the bed,
Oh God, I just
fucking
Had a hold of his
panic.
Staring
What?
at him.
I think you said had a hold of it. Or
No,
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 that was
that's
the
the other
chick at
hotel.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah. So then he's like, and then he like goes to rub his eyes or whatever, and then it's gone. And I was like, nope. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I get what you're saying. Like, here's when I walked in, I thought this would be like a lot like shittier.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? This is actually a decent motel
I
room.
imagine like the whole wall would have been a mural of clown
That's what I'm saying. I
faces.
thought it was gonna be like wallpaper,
There's
and
Yes.
then like
clowns on
4
your
or
clown
5
sitting in the
fuck- you know what I
corner.
mean? Like if I bought this place, it'd be like
Oh, yeah.
clown. You
Yeah.
couldn't go anywhere without a
Yeah.
Sure.
As you open the
Yeah.
door, there's a chair over here facing the door, and there's
Yeah.
a clown in it, full body.
Oh, so now
Dude.
I don't know because we haven't talked about Jimmy or no Johnny the clown.
Oh,
So
yeah, yeah.
2 doors down,
Oh,
right?
yeah.
We're walking out of our motel room. We're gonna go grab Chinese food.
Wait, you didn't
'Cause-
finish the story about the circus.
Oh no! So basically,
all right.
my parents would take me to the circus. So I saw the Poltergeist movie. You remember Poltergeist?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
You know, Caroline.
They're here.
Yeah, they're here. This house is clean.
ADD podcasting.
So after I saw Poltergeist, and I think I was like literally 7 years old when it first came out. My parents would take me to the zoo for my birthday, and
Were
then
you working?
Like, all these fucking
God damn it, dude. God damn it, man. Holy fuck.
I couldn't wait. I couldn't help it. I'm so sorry.
Will you put the pistol in the holster for
man.
at least one of them, man?
Dude,
God
I don't
Jesus.
smoke
You
off
made me
it.
go back on
I know.
rewound the DVR.
I made sure you
I
told the
rewound the
story.
TVR
I wanted to make
by
sure
like
you-
2 minutes.
Jesus
That's a
Christ.
little loud. That's a little loud.
Yeah.
Even the
God.
retard will tell you it's a little loud.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I just want to say it again.
Shit.
All right, so the clown's working there.
Fuck, is that funny?
Oh, I'm done, man. Fool me once.
Oh, come on.
Shame on me.
Tell the story.
There's that Simpsons episode where Bart likes Krusty, so he loves the show.
Was he
and
working?
Man, you can't help
No,
yourself.
God.
You fucking-
All day, dude.
All right, go ahead.
And then Homer decides to make his son happy, so he builds himself like this clown like crib that Bart has to sleep in, and Bart can hear the clown talking to him. So Bart's hearing the clown going he's like hearing that,
Oh,
and then he's like,
Jesus.
I want to eat children. So then fucking Bart's like cradled up in the corner going, can't sleep, clown will eat me.
Yeah.
Can't sleep. And that's what I thought we were walking into.
Yeah.
I really
Yeah.
thought we were gonna walk into something.
I mean, it's like one picture. The picture's
Dude,
creepy.
again, if you like you saying, if I own this, there'd be clowns everywhere. Tell me how freaky this would be as you walk in and maybe it is only decorated with just the one clown picture, but then all of a sudden you look and there's a clown hand coming out from underneath the bed. It's just a dummy,
Yeah.
but it's set up where there's just you just see a
I
clown.
think it'd be even freakier that like on the pillow is just a clown head.
Oh,
You know what I mean? You
Jesus,
walk
yeah.
in and there's just a clown, and
Yeah,
you
I
literally
was
you have
expecting
to
a little more. I don't know.
you have to move it in order to like get into the bed.
Yeah. All right.
Although we did have they left chocolate on the pillows.
Oh, yeah.
It was weird. It was only one
Okay,
chocolate.
we
and
periscoped
It was
this.
unwrapped.
No, that's what I think. Even though we did a lot of Periscope, I think we should at least recap pretty much everything
Okay,
that's
well
happened
that's what we're
today.
trying to do.
All right, Phil, take it over.
Yeah. Go ahead, Phil.
I'm sorry that I tried to make a positive, supportive suggestion to the
my
goddamn
God.
podcast.
They
I'm
told
sorry that
You're
you
the
don't.
co-host. Take
I'm
over.
sorry that you don't know how to fucking tear a scale.
God.
I'm sorry that you don't know. Stop that.
Tell recap from the chocolate.
So the
We
beds were nice
periscoped all
and
this.
bouncy. The beds are super fucking bouncy, as any clown would love if he got to go into a bouncy fucking house that kids, enjoy. There's a bouncy house rental place I know of, and I'm kidding. So anyway, I'm bouncing. Ken goes, "What the fuck is that? There's a piece of chocolate on the bed." And I'm like, "Did they leave fucking chocolates on the bed? Is there one on the other bed?" And he goes, "No."
And
the
we're thinking
chocolate
it's
fell out of your-
wrapped.
The chocolate fell out of your fucking clothes.
But they didn't.
I don't know.
You don't know if you had chocolate in your pocket?
You know, I've honestly.
Christ.
When's the last
Can you
time
put
you
the
went-
phone down? For real.
I'm feigning my.
Huh?
No, go on with your awesome
What are
story.
you feigning? No, what are you feigning, Ken?
Are you lightheaded?
Interest.
Oh God.
I don't know why. You're the one who found the chocolate.
Here we go.
Shouldn't have pointed it out if you didn't give a
Here's the
shit.
thing.
Let him
Here's
go.
the-
Here
you
we go. Here we go.
Shouldn't have pointed it out if you didn't
Get
give
him,
a shit.
Phil. Get
Huh?
him, Phil. Get
Here's
him.
the thing,
What?
Phil.
Oh, I love it.
It was
It's
probably.
aggro, Phil.
It was probably what? What's that?
Oh, God.
Oh, he's not even letting-
Phil's taking over alpha.
He's not even letting you finish.
He's
the
alpha in
sentence.
you, Ken.
I'm trying to make something entertaining for people listening. But no, go ahead. What were you saying about how I
Well,
fucked
there's a
something
first
up?
time for everything, isn't there? You fat fuck. First of
I'm a
all,
fat
it's
fuck?
probably
Quit
it's
yelling.
probably
Quit
Shorter,
yelling.
you're shorter than me, but your fucking fat percentage is more than mine.
Just let it go.
First of all,
Your body fat percentage. You fat
dude,
fuck.
you have more fat in your left earlobe than I have in my whole body.
Yeah. You know, I'm glad you chose to wear your cool, edgy Mickey Mouse shirt today.
Oh, I'm glad that you wore your fucking janitor fucking jeans.
That's fine. Put them together.
Jesus Christ, did you get attacked at an Old Navy and you got to wear their clothes forever?
At least I
Nice-
can get a
nice
job
fucking
at Old
white
Navy because I
V-neck.
look like a fucking, young, good-looking American.
Don't even. Just go.
You look like a good white young American? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah. At least, I got a full head of hair.
Oh.
At least I got a full head.
Yeah,
of
I
hair.
don't know. That's where it was going. That was
Oh, you feel bad for saying that, don't
kind
you?
of.
He feels bad.
He doesn't need to feel
Because I have
bad.
nowhere else to go with it, but I know it's.
So you made a ball joke. So you're calling him a hipster.
Are you surprised that he made a bald joke?
You called him fat.
Does he have anything?
He called me fat first.
Relax. Hold on.
Relax. Put the gasket back on.
He called me fat first, for the record.
We're all friends here.
For what?
For the record.
Wait, how'd you say
For
that?
the record.
Are you an English teacher?
Just a quick.
Look,
so
this
just
isn't fair because you all got me off topic.
Hey,
relax.
I'm proud of
I
you.
ate the piece of chocolate.
Relax.
That's where the story's going.
Oh my God.
That he doesn't know where it came from.
And what my point is that it's one of the funniest stories of the day so far. But Assbag over here has to make it a 15 fucking minute Bill Cosby joke. Except there's no jokes in it.
He raped someone?
It's a great story.
It is a great story when I tell it.
Watch, here we go. Wait. Wait. Ken?
Yeah.
Tell the story.
Oh my
Don't
God.
say anything, Phil.
Guys, so funny. We checked in, and then Phil starts bouncing on the bed, and I notice a piece of chocolate flying in the air. So I'm like, hey, man, there's some chocolate there. Did that fall out of your pocket?
Let him finish.
And he goes, no. And I go, well, then eat it. And then Jay goes, yeah, fucking eat it. And the fucking dude ate it.
That's good. No, that man, you got there so much faster.
Now let's tell the Phil version of the story. Well, we got up at 7:15 this morning, and then I headed over.
I don't see the challenge.
to-
I don't see where the challenge is coming from.
What challenge?
It was the exact same amount of time. The story took the exact same amount of
You
time.
look
that I
like
told.
Fred Savage with Down syndrome.
Oh, that's a new one.
That is a good one.
I haven't heard that one yet.
Good one.
You know,
Here we go. Here, get him, Phil. Get him, Phil. Get him back.
Don't take his shit.
it's too bad that your reference had to come from 1985 because that was the limelight of your fucking career.
Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh God.
Hashtag walking dead.
You know, when you make a bomb as bad as that, you think to yourself, should I quit comedy?
I don't know what it meant. I just said it.
When were you born?
77. So the highlight of my career was
Was when he was
8.
9 years old.
Good one.
Not bad if you knew what you were.
Yeah, you
it's
got
not
me.
actually bad.
Oh,
You gotta know the background of Ken.
But he was really funny at 9.
Oh no, don't try to keep going.
All right. So
Well, that's because I had all that
All
Challenger
right,
material.
hold on. Let me try to calm.
yeah,
this
we're
one
all
down.
been drinking and smoking weed.
We've done this before. We're all drinking.
I'm
Hold
fine.
on. Can I finish?
Oh
please?
God, is this the emotional one?
No.
Uh,
We've all been drinking, and we were at his place, and we were playing a game, and he got all shitty, and every time I'm like, why are you getting all mean? So let's pull it back. And
This is
stop
totally
being so
different.
dick.
This is totally different.
Why were you
This is
getting
totally
mean that
different.
night?
You can get me.
This is totally different, and the point is I feel like that's what I'm saying. This is so different. It's like everything that happened today was super, super cool. I feel like last time we did the podcast, and I'm reiterating this, but nothing like is gonna like. I don't feel like
Nothing's
we're
gonna happen tonight.
experiencing things,
There's
on
nothing
the
scary.
podcast versus last time.
Now
but
let me ask you
the
this.
stuff we experienced today. I mean, I took pictures that freaked the fuck out of me.
Okay, well, we haven't even talked about that
I
yet.
know, and I want to get to it.
Okay, well,
I
then
think
let's start.
today's podcast is more about being a recap of today as opposed to the experience we're having right now.
This is what I'm talking about. This is exactly what I'm talking about.
You are not a happy drunk.
You're not a happy drunk at all.
Didn't I just say that 10 minutes ago?
What, that you're not a
Why
happy
you-
drunk?
Let's recap today.
Yeah, so what?
No, but then you went off
but
on a
I'm
tangent
gla-
about
oh,
like
yeah.
how you're not having as
I
much
know
fun
the
as
chocolate story was all me. I totally.
That's part of the
diverted.
recap.
Yeah, no, go ahead and recap.
I got a tweet.
Yeah.
By some of these nuts, fat Casey Affleck is a terrible drunk. Hashtag,
That's your sister.
Yeah.
That's
Hashtag
totally your
Walking
sister.
Dead. Hashtag HWP.
What'd she say? He's a
Nice.
what? He's
That's
an
awesome.
asshole.
Fat Casey Affleck is a terrible
That's
drunk.
A
awesome.
terrible drunk.
Yeah.
Bullshit. I'm having fun.
You're the meanest person here.
We grew up in this neighborhood. We
I
grew
just
up
have
in
to defend
Southie.
myself because otherwise you're gonna eat me alive.
We're all
Phil,
defending
nobody's
ourselves.
even attacking you.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, you're like, let's do a recap show. We're like, cool. And then the first story you told was 17 minutes long. We want to keep this thing at about 60 minutes, and we had a long fucking day.
Get him.
You're the co-host.
You know what I'm saying?
You're the co-host, Phil. Be a co-host.
I'm
But
just
don't be-
saying, like, take
Oh.
control of your fucking. Oh, he's Pacinoing me now.
Pacino dead.
Come
Hashtag
on.
Pacino dead.
What kind of podcast do you want us to have today? We're
It's
your
been,
guests.
you know what?
Yeah.
It's fun. I've been
We're
having
your
a great time.
guests.
Today's been amazing.
It's very
has.
specific.
I mean that
Yeah, well,
sincerely.
today was fun.
Today's been a lot of fun. You know what? The drive over was actually really great. We
Yeah.
all had a
Is
great
that because
time.
Ken was asleep?
I mean, half the time. So I mean,
Was it because I smacked that fucking McGriddle out of your fucking hands?
That was actually really fun.
Oh yeah, what happened there?
no, it wasn't funny that you knocked a McGriddle out of my hands. It was funny that you knocked a sausage McMuffin out of my hands.
Sorry, I don't keep track of the 19 fucking times you eat every day.
Oh, that was great.
Oh fuck.
Oh, that was
Wait,
good.
recap
was
that.
good
What
one.
happened? What
That
happened
was
at
a good one.
McDonald's?
I liked it. That was a good one.
Fuck.
That was a good one.
There was
I
a
liked
lot that happened today. It's been a long day.
Yeah.
Well, recap what happened at McDonald's. Do you
Well,
want to tell it?
Phil woke up and got his period. That was the first thing that happened.
Oh wait, let's mention that he knocked the fucking sandwich out of my hand.
Well, we haven't even mentioned
Before
it. So
I
why
was-
don't we tell the story?
before I
Why
was
don't
kind
we
enough
mention it now
to
by
give
telling
him
the whole
a
story?
goddamn minion bucket that he was eyeing the entire time we were in line.
Somebody tell the story.
You know what?
You're
Maybe
like-
I shouldn't. Maybe I
Phil,
shouldn't.
tell the story. We got
because-
fucking 2 hours of fucking.
You're like, let's
Because we wanted
mention
to
the
be over
Bible, and you
before
start on
2 a.m.
the
Revelations.
Titanic sunk before Phil can get through a
Jesus Christ.
fucking story.
Let's keep talking over each other and waking up the neighbors.
The neighbors. I agree. All right. What happened? Ken, tell the story.
okay, I'll tell it real quick.
All right, at McDonald's.
So
As
Ken-
we're on our way out here.
Kenny's all excited, and we stopped at McDonald's, and Kenny's excited that they have Yeah, they got minion buckets. Jay and Phil.
I don't think that's necessary.
Dude, if you strip,
I would fucking
you just
die.
fucking smack it
I
with
would
your
love
dick.
it.
All right.
So
Okay.
anyway,
A lot of hair.
so they're getting it's all day breakfast now at McDonald's, and so they decided to get some McGriddles and whatever. No, what was it? Sausage McMuffin. I don't want
Yeah,
to fucking.
please.
Anyway,
It makes it so much funnier.
Kenny is all.
That was the key to his burn a minute
Kenny
ago.
was all about the minion buckets that they have for kids to go trick or treating with. So he asked Phil to go get him one.
Aw.
So Phil
Phil,
comes
you
back.
did that?
I did do that.
You're a
Phil
nice
comes
guy.
back as a nice gesture.
When you're sober.
He puts his bag with his sandwich, his mixed sausage, whatever, and puts the bag in the minion bucket. And Ken starts fiddling inside the bag, like, "What did you get?" And then Phil goes, he grabs the bag.
Not that-
closes it.
not really.
Yeah, you close the bag.
it was a
you
pretty
you
aggressive
close
move.
the
Okay,
bag,
maybe.
And then you said, "Nothing that you will eat." And then Ken
That's true.
cocks back and slams both the sandwich bag and the mini bucket on the
true.
ground. I laughed so hard I walked outside and took a lap around the restaurant.
He did.
It was
You went
the-
out one door and then came in the other
It
door.
was the funniest thing to watch happen.
Did you think it was funny?
My intent was
did.
just like, if you can't eat it, I can't eat it, man. Fuck you, dude.
I immediately said to him
And
too.
just spiked it. Like
It
a
reminded
goddamn
reminded me of Lucky Louie when they get the pizza, and then they all like just go up and get one and don't pay, and then Louie goes up and pays for his pizza and comes back, and I think it's Jim Norton or somebody sitting there, and he's like, "Oh, you guys didn't pay for your pizza? Yeah, why would you do that? I paid for my pizza like a good citizen." And Jim just slaps it, it falls on the ground, and Louie just looks all sad. And I was like, "That's fucking great."
It was one of the best moments of the trip. I found.
Oh, all right. So we got here. There's chocolate on the bed. We don't know where it came from. It may have came from Phil's pocket. It may not have. But we kept
the
daring
ghost
Phil.
on the wall.
Yeah,
Dared me
or
to
it could have
eat
been
it.
left here from the last people, and we kept daring Phil to eat it, and he took a bite. Then he ate the whole thing.
No, I spit it out, but I
Yeah,
chewed on it.
it
and
was
I
in his
spit
mouth.
It out.
Yeah,
I
and
chewed
then-
on it for a while, and then I spit it out.
Just a random chocolate he found. So after we did that, then it was after that we
Well,
went
we
over to the
got- we got-
cemetery.
Do you buy
We did-
Hershey bars like regularly?
No, I really don't.
So then that
but,
was here.
But it could have been like one of those fun size ones that I got one time.
Okay,
and that
so
was
yeah,
like
then-
one
a piece-
time.
No,
I don't
no,
know.
because those are smaller.
It was bigger, huh?
Yeah.
I
It
don't
was
know.
part- it was
I
broken
honestly
of a
think that
square.
might have been on
Oh.
the bed.
Oh,
Okay,
man.
so a dead tenant had some chocolate, got
Yeah.
murdered in the bed, and
And
the
then-
one piece that didn't get blood
Well,
on it.
the part you forgot is that he drank the dead person's urine.
Oh, that's also
Which
true
is,
'cause they're dead.
by the way, an inside joke from our
If you
car
watch
ride
the
The
home.
car ride
Periscope.
was fun, and there was a lot of stuff that you should go back and watch the Periscopes, which are going to be uploaded to YouTube as well.
Yeah, I'm gonna try. Yeah, because if anybody watching this, if you know how to download all the Periscopes, I think I have them all, but my phone might be tripping.
Otherwise,
So-
most of the podcast will be you had to be there jokes for
Yeah.
the most part.
Well, we can bring them to.
All right, so we check into the motel.
But I will say,
we see a
the
lot
owner,
of fucking clowns.
the owner,
we meet the owner.
Owner's cool as
who is
shit.
super cool.
Yeah, gave us like the whole background. Bob gave us the whole background. Basically, this used to be obviously an empty lot. There's a warehouse behind here, and then there's a cemetery. And then they decided to build the clown. Now, the original the original owner was like Larry Davis or something like that.
Something like that.
Anyways, he was a clown collector. So
Leroy.
he collected
Yeah, that's right.
It was Leroy
right,
because you put that Leroy Jenkins joke.
Yeah,
in
because
there.
he made it. Leroy Jenkins.
So he had
joke.
like all this clown paraphernalia. He and his sister decided to build a motel and call it the Clown Motel. There's been like dozens of dozens of ghost sightings.
Clown sightings.
Yeah, this is a mining town, and so like a bunch of miners died in an explosion. There was a plague that came through.
Yeah.
So it was pretty cool. Yeah.
And so then we checked in. That's when we found the chocolate. Then we went.
Well, how about we got
cemetery?
lunch? No. How about we got lunch and we met a really cool person that fucking hooked us up with the mitzvah,
The mitzvah.
which we didn't even know was
We
a
got to
haunted
cover
thing.
the Bibles too.
Yeah, we went to the only Chinese restaurant in the city.
Sounded good, and it was recommended
good,
by
yeah.
Bob.
And we met a waitress there named Angie. Again, this is all on Periscope. And she told us a few stories about...
Just a small town girl.
Living in a lonely world. I don't know where that came from, but I loved
She
it.
took the midnight train to
Going
the Chinese restaurant.
mitzvah. Okay.
Why
That
you
was
saved
Ken.
it.
That was all Ken.
No, you came in at the end. All right, so...
Well, to help.
Talking to Angie... she explained to
this
it...
guy,
what? I don't think the podcast heard
I
me.
know. I'm sorry. We're
Angie
making
explained...
drinks.
Oh, my God.
Okay, Jay. Listen. So we're having Chinese food. We end up telling our server that we're here. We're comics. We're looking for... we're kind of doing a haunted thing. We're staying at the Clown Motel. She's like, why are you staying at the Clown Motel? And we're like, well, this is supposed to be the scariest place. She's like, no, you know where you want to go? Is the hotel down the street called the Mitzvah.
The mitzvah.
Super haunted. There's this
And I
lady in
said-
red who was a whore. There's kids. So the basement of the fucking hotel, in the bottom of the kitchen, links to an old mine where like children died and were murdered or whatever.
And I asked her...
Yes.
I asked her if they had a bar there.
Yep.
Yeah,
well, then what did you
Jay
say,
thought it was
Jay?
a Jewish type hotel.
Yep.
No,
No,
I
say
said
it.
yeah, and I go...
Oh, is
Oh,
this
so it's the bar mitzvah.
There it is, everybody. Jay Hollingsworth, guys.
Thanks, guys.
Yep.
And then I used that joke about 4 more times. Didn't
Yeah.
I? Go. I'm sure they've never heard it. All right. So then we go over... Or wait, did we come back then? Yeah,
So
we
she,
came back.
But let's give her more props because she actually called the place
Yep.
and put in a good word for us, letting them know that we're going to be coming over there
Yeah.
to possibly check out this like really haunted room,
Uh-huh.
which generally is always booked.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we get over there not knowing whether it was going to be booked. Happens to be the
somebody just...
They
front
said
desk lady says
I think somebody texted me on my
she
phone.
goes
Oh, okay.
yeah, this room is booked almost every single night. This night
Is it
just
still
happens
recording?
to be a
Yep.
night that it's not booked, so I'll take you up there. And we were like, that's fucking dope. So
How many followers do we have?
we got to check out.
Give us our followers. 6.
We got to check out
Damn it.
one of the most the haunted room in the hotel.
Yeah.
And it was all through just talking to people in the town so far, which is
Yeah.
crazy. It's a cool like.
Everybody
That's
accepts
not
it.
something we got last.
What'd you
the
do?
last time we did this.
It's angled weird.
Yeah, straighten it out, brother.
Is it on?
Straighten it out. Straighten it out. No, but it's not.
It's not.
No, but it's not. You crooked fuck.
No, that's worse.
That's the wrong way.
Wrong way.
Wrong. Keep going. You put it back where it was. A little more. There you go, kiddo.
Jesus.
So the problem we were
But hang on, before I know this won't make any sense to the podcast. For the people on Periscope, the 6 of you, if the video freezes or anything, text or tweet Kane at Kane M Holloway on Twitter at Kane M Holloway and just say, hey, videos froze or something if it stops. All right. So before we went to the hotel though, we came back. We did the cemetery tour. We talked about that on the podcast already,
Yep.
right? All right. Then we took a nap. And then we'll tell the Bible story now.
4 of us napped.
And we talked about running into the clown, right?
Yeah. Okay. Well, we'll get to that. Was that before?
Yeah, we talked about that.
A little bit.
Yeah, there's a guy
Shining the
that's
Clown.
2 apartments down or 3 apartments down. That's
We are under the influence. So.
yeah, full clown makeup, scary clown makeup. Somebody
Scared
texted at you.
bejesus out of Kane.
Keep going. Keep
All
going.
right. So then we took a nap. After the nap, so what we've all been doing is we randomly will hold what?
My
the
phone,
Hotel
please.
Bible.
God
Double
damn
check
it,
it.
Phil.
No, who knows? Maybe somebody tweeted me.
Nobody tweeted you.
That's rude.
I checked. God damn it.
You don't
Good thing I
check.
checked. There's nothing
There's
there.
no Twitters there.
Yeah, there's nothing for you to check. It's
So rude.
good. All right. You see, you just fucking
No,
put
I-
the brakes on everything.
Okay. Yeah, put it
Anyways,
all on
shut
me.
the fuck up. All right. So what we've been doing is we all will open up a Bible. There's one Bible here, and we'll flip to a random page and read a random verse.
Just because we didn't care, right? We just did it just for fun. We were like, fuck it, right? Why? I'm adding to it. No, I'm just saying, like, there was no rhyme or reason. we
Look,
just
when-
decided it was a random
I'm
thing
just
we
going to
should
go on
do.
record and say that when we go back and listen to this podcast, that
It'll
Phil
be
was the one that
embarrassing.
ruined the whole thing.
Bullshit.
Because
Bullshit.
This is what I'm going to share.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah,
So-
no, I'm the big
so we were
asshole.
asking about,
We'll tell the verse in a sec. The Bible thing.
we
I
were
said.
asking about the fences,
Oh, okay.
and Joseph Muldoon tweeted at us.
Joey.
He said, "Hi Lala, what's blah blah blah." Sorry. In regard to your question, the answer is simple about the fences. It says, first, let me tell you that the way back in the day, I worked at a cemetery for a while, digging new graves and groundskeeping and such. In fact, I got pretty good at digging them with just a shovel, and for years my nickname was Digger Crow. Okay, this is Phil's
It was-
story.
wait, what?
Jesus Christ.
Thanks.
It
This
was a Phil story.
cemetery
Make
was
sure you
also
His
follow
name was
Phil.
what? Digger what?
Digger Crow.
Digger what?
This cemetery was also very old and had many fences of every description. These fences are bought and installed by the owners of the plots
Digger, please.
that they surround.
Yeah.
And it really comes down to personal preference. Some people want to fence their plot of ground and some don't. That's all it is.
Afterwards.
That's it. It has nothing to do with cribs
sweet.
or anything.
All right.
So
It was just to keep the grounds clean?
some people want a fence around the grave to
Oh.
block the grave.
Interesting.
Blocking
People
dead.
walking on it.
Well, you know, when you block things, you put a
Blocking
fence
dead.
around
All right.
the
So the
grave.
Bible that is in the hotel room or motel room, each one of us have randomly opened it and picked a verse. Not looking. You just randomly you open it, put your finger on something, and start reading it. Well, after being told about the mitzvah hotel, and after our nap, we came back here. I opened the Bible, and it was page 433. Was
Yeah.
it? And I picked a verse, and as I start reading it, it says the word mitzvah.
Mitzvah.
Twice.
Not even
On
Yeah.
that page.
And we all were like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
So that was kind of creepy.
Literally, the exact
So we got up, we got
spelling.
liquor. We went to the mitzvah.
Yeah. We had to wait the psycho at the liquor place as we came out. Well, also the toothless
Sure.
guy, tell that too.
The toothless guy was kind of weird. He
Dude,
was like,
he reeked
hey,
of alcohol.
go over to the
His name
place
was
you get
Marty.
better beer.
Yeah.
Well, there's haunted places with kids hanging out, and like, okay. Then we go over to where he tells us to, naturally, because if anybody's gonna know where to get good booze, it's gonna be
The
that
guy
guy.
that smells like it.
And
Yeah.
we come out after we getting booze. We come out of the store, and the drifter is walking from the shadows. This just creepy guy in a big coat and sullen face. He walks within 5-10 feet of us. Hey, gentlemen. Hey, how are you, buddy? But we were all trying not to look at him, but still addressed us just to, stick the knife in our back a little bit. I don't know. And then, we sucked his cock, and it was a great
What
night.
Good.
Well, it wasn't
What are you
going
talking
anywhere,
about?
right?
What
Who
are
gives
you
a shit?
talking
Yeah,
about?
it's just another story than this guy.
All right. So then we go to the mitzvah.
Yep.
Jesus Christ.
We go to the mitzvah, and it has a Shining feel, like the movie The Shining Hotel.
It certainly does.
Very old.
The whole
Yeah.
thing,
Lot of
dark
wood.
cherry wood, yeah.
Yeah. We met the manager there, Liz, of the
was very
hotel.
nice.
Very cool. So she gave us a tour. There's a few people or ghosts that are there supposedly. There's a Congressman Pittman.
Yes, he died from. He was running for political office. I can't remember what kind of office. Maybe mayor.
Controversy in the piece of
And
legislation.
there was controversy, and he died. So instead of not having him run at all because he was dead, they put him in ice. And They put him in ice, and then while he was in ice, he won the election.
Did they put him in ISIS?
I was gonna say it, but I wanted to let him finish the story.
Why did you? You've been interrupting all podcasts.
Yeah, well, because he was chewing on ruffles.
When his dad did, he's like, "Hey, sister, a little ISIS."
Wait, no, that's not how it goes
no.
at all.
Oh.
You said,
I mean,
"Hey, sister, can I get some ISIS?"
I could say that.
Hey, Joe.
Hey, brother, can I have a little ice, brother? It works.
See, that's not gonna make.
was that?
What was that?
Yeah, there you go.
That was one of the puns we did on the way over here.
Put the mic
Oh, we
down.
didn't even do those on Periscope though. I tweeted out though about it.
Cool.
People hated
Yeah,
it.
if you
All right.
follow Jay.
So
Jesus Christ! Do you have Ebola and retardation? Why?
Do I have what? Ebola?
Yeah.
Who's Ebola?
Hezbollah.
Hezbollah? Are they
Yeah.
in Palestinians?
No, they're in Palestine.
is it? Why
Are
not
they
just
in
put it on a
Israel?
plate?
ISIS, remember?
Wait, why?
I said, why not put it? Why not just put it on a plate?
Jesus.
You fucking.
Oh God damn it! Okay. I gotta see if that's still going.
Oh my God.
6 viewers.
Oh, there.
He's not on himself.
Oh my God, Phil just sneezed on himself. The most phlegm on his fucking shoulder right now.
I need some toilet
You
paper.
look like you got
Elbow.
a gunshot in your arm.
Oh my God,
It's
dude.
like dead.
It looks like fucking a porn
Oh.
star came on your
Oh.
fucking shirt, dude.
It's just fucking Spider-Man just squirted you.
What
are you
the
doing?
I
fuck,
thought I needed
dude?
to do it again.
What? Oh my God.
You might want to hold on to that. That might be your lung. Holy shit.
Hold on. Say 3 nice things about Ken, and then you can have this Kleenex.
Yeah.
Ken is beautiful.
There you go.
Ken is funny.
2.
You can't
And
lie.
So 3 true ones.
I kind of do really like his shirt.
Thank you.
All right.
There you go.
Oh, so
Jesus.
Phil just sneezed twice.
God,
The
that was
second
so
one,
great.
he might as well have just blown his nose.
Jesus Christ.
People are tweeting at me or texting. Or is that you?
Phil caught the consumption or the tuberculosis.
Tuberculosis. All right. Oh, fuck. Where were we at in the
Oh
stories?
my God, dude. It doesn't even matter.
We're talking to Liz.
We were in the hotel. We
Oh,
went
yeah.
up to the. We went to the lady.
Oh, wait,
in
Pittman?
The,
We talked about Pittman
we
died
talked
there?
about Pittman. We talked about Lady in the Red.
Did we talk about the kids?
We talked about. So there are 2 little kids in the mines that died.
And then there was minors.
And then on the 3rd floor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there's all kinds of ghost stories here. They
Yeah.
have in the lobby of this hotel, they have
We talked about that.
Did we?
Yeah. The
Okay.
book.
All right. Jesus
Gee,
Christ.
You
Unreal,
are a
man.
mess of
You're a
How are
fucking
you
walking
even-
petri dish.
How are you even a professional?
Oh, fuck. Oh, what a pig.
It's been a long day.
What does that have to do with anything?
Did you? Oh boy.
Cocaine's a hell of a drug. I'm here.
Phil's faded, everybody.
Yep.
Phil is faded.
All right.
It's
I
a lot
think
of
he's
an act.
throwing shade. I don't
It's a
know.
lot of an act, but the weed definitely has aided in the
What weed?
atmosphere.
Did you smoke weed?
You smoked weed?
Did you, bro?
No, man.
Oh no, for sure. It wasn't caught on video or anything.
All right, so
Jesus Christ. All right, so those are all the people that have died there. Go ahead.
Welcome to the
Hey, how long
HollingsWorthless
have we been into this podcast so far?
We're 43 minutes in,
Jeez,
and we haven't even
talked about
started.
anything.
Yeah.
For
all
sure.
right,
that says
so we walk
45.
out of the hotel and
We go to the local bar across the street.
Wait, do we want to talk about the room?
Tonopah.
The red room?
Oh yeah, so
Jesus.
we're in the red lady's room, red room.
Yeah, but it's not where her room was. It's when they moved. Like, they renovated the whole hotel.
Yeah, so that's the weird
and they
thing.
decided to make that the
But
suite.
they
But she
said-
died in the hallway.
The hallway right in front
She
of that
got
place where
choked
we were
by
at.
the mayor, apparently, and stabbed for banging some other dude.
Not by the
hallway.
mayor, but actually, didn't somebody comment on one of our things saying what happened?
No idea, it wasn't on mine.
No, it was Liz.
But yeah, what if it was her?
Hello.
But so we go into the room, and Liz is telling us a story about like she would keep many men, and she did get fucking dragged out, choked to death, stabbed to death,
Jesus.
like out in the fucking hallway. And then so we're in there. Phil, you're taking pictures.
I'm
Ken's
taking a lot of pictures in mirrors
Because they told us to take pictures in mirrors because you see weird stuff.
Yeah, 'cause
Yeah.
there's a lot of fucking weird shit that's going on. And what was one of the stories she was? The coolest story I thought was the seances. That so you're not
Yeah.
allowed to have a seance in the room. You're not allowed to have a seance in the hotel.
The hotel, right.
If you are found out that you're having a seance, because the hotel very deeply believes that there are ghosts, and they're nice. They're nice
It's
ghosts.
weird. They
but-
really do.
But if you fuck with the ghosts, then you are fucking with the hotel. So if you do it, if you try to have a seance and try to summon ghosts, the party's over.
You know,
they're kicking you out.
You know what's kind of weird though to think about it, like
my battery's dying.
they believe in the ghost story thing so much that when you're here, you want to buy
Your
in.
family.
That's you know what? I wish I could have come up with that. That was
I
funny.
know that was my impersonation of you, by the way.
That was really funny.
Oh yeah.
What? Throw it into the plug-in behind it.
That's really cool.
You guys hold on before I do that. Do you guys any the rest of the story?
Yeah.
Yes.
You guys know the
I'm
rest
sorry.
of the story?
I want to say what I was going to say, but yeah, because but it's something I've been thinking about.
Say,
here.
mama, say, mama.
So after this group of people
okay.
that got into the hotel, started a seance, they disrupted and pissed off all the ghosts within that hotel, and they were so mad that they would Liz and another person that worked there the elevator wasn't working, so they decided to walk.
That's right. The elevator's haunted.
So then they decided to walk down. There's nothing there. They decided to walk down the staircase, and every floor that they hit, the elevator started pinging and opening. Every elevator every floor that they were on, the elevator would follow them down. Every single fucking one. There's 5 flights of stairs.
Stop it on
That's
every
5
floor.
coincidences. So you're
Coincidence.
So when you get down to when they got down to the lobby, the door started opening over and over again and started pinging like, hey, we're here. The elevator's here. Like
Hashtag walking dead.
yeah, hashtag elevated dead.
And
Nobody
also,
there.
did you already say this? Because I fucking am feeling it.
A little baked.
Did you mention how the only light that's lit up for the elevator is 5?
Is 5.
When we
that's
first
right.
got in,
Yeah.
there was a light lit up.
And then also, they have the same amount of lights for every floor, but for some reason, in the hallway leading away from the lady
Red
in
room.
Red's room,
It might stop.
hold on.
Plug it in.
Plug it in, plug it in.
Wait, what was the rest of it? Is it still going?
Oh, this is for the fucking podcast.
Okay.
No, but how many percentage?
Thank you, ladies. Thank you so much.
Wait, plug it in and then get on the mic.
They have the same amount of lights for every
You're blocking the camera.
They have the same amount of lights for every hallway. God, I hate
This is
doing
so
this.
dumb.
It's gonna die.
I hate you. I have the same amount of hallways for every light.
Same
but for
amount of
some
hallways?
Okay.
Yep.
it.
But the
So,
light on the
let me
third-
just
the
say- let me
light
just
on the
say-
fifth floor is
Hold on,
darker.
hold on.
This is what I want to say. They buy into it a lot here, and it's pretty cool because when you're here,
How much?
you feel it too. You want to buy into it. But if you really think about it from the outside looking in, wouldn't they just but they really buy into it.
Oh, yeah.
Like seriously. So from the outside looking in though, what'd you think? I mean, what for what? Just for business, for tourists, or
Possibly, I would.
because
I mean,
think
why
about
wouldn't you?
Alien. Think about these people that suggest that they were actually, touched by aliens or have a UFO experience or whatever, right?
Mm-hmm.
You completely 100% right off the bat call them cuckoo. You say they're nuts. But yet when it comes to like coming to a town with real human beings that are really trying to convince you that we believe that this place is truly haunted by ghosts, we're all on board. Isn't that a little weird?
Well,
that
I wouldn't say we're all on board.
But also,
I'm open.
You have the same amount of people.
What
that say,
is that?
But you have the same amount of people that
It's an
say
experience.
that they don't believe in ghosts, but they do believe in aliens, and so they believe in those alien experiences. Have you ever seen the movie Red Sky? That's based off a real story where these group of guys go into the forest for the camp, and then one guy wanders off, and then boom!
Oh yeah.
This big red beam of light comes on, and that guy goes missing. He's missing for you have a chip on your shoulder. Right on your fucking...
Not on his shoulder. No, he
your-
doesn't.
God damn it. Oh. So, you have a chip on I hate
You
so
said
much.
it. You said
I
it.
hate you
Kane, you said it.
I know, but he fucking don't make me mad. I hate him. I hate you. The same amount of people believe that the Red Sky movie is real because, they go into the forest, whatever. Beam of red light, the guy goes missing.
Mm-hmm.
Then the guy comes back years later. He went in with short hair. Stop doing it. He went in with short hair. He came back with long hair, and he claims and is.
He took lie detector tests.
Yeah, right behind his story, he is 100%. I was abducted by aliens. I was probed by aliens, and I escaped, and they brought me
Here's
back.
my question.
So is this a documentary though, or
No,
I thought I was the guest.
It's a motion picture.
but you took a lie detector
about a
test in the
biography.
movie?
Oh my God! It's about the guy's story. They didn't do a lot of documentaries back then, guy.
So they're doing a fake movie about a real occasion.
No, why would it be a fake movie?
About a
It's
real
a real
film.
Any movie,
Oh.
any movie. It's a. You know what I'm
It's a
saying?
movie about a real story.
Okay, thank you. So the guy in real life from the real story though did a lie detector test.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, thanks.
No, not the actor.
Okay, Ken. Sorry, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I wanna
Kane, Ken,
Oh my
both of you.
God.
Thank you for being here.
Dude.
And Ken,
What
what
are
were
you
you
ending
going to say?
this?
All right,
No,
Kenny.
I'm sorry.
You're up.
Go ahead.
I don't even know where.
Bullshit.
Yeah, why? Like, it's
Was it
weird.
about the
I was gonna make a
UFOs?
joke about like why are aliens keep throwing stuff up our ass, but then he wanted to interrupt because he couldn't.
Oh no,
fucking
no,
make
you can
sense
still
of the
make that
logical
joke because
thing
it
that you
sounds
were-
great.
Nah, it doesn't- nah, it's good.
I'm ready for it.
No, we're good, man.
So make the joke
boy.
again.
No, it's
Why do
your podcast,
aliens
bro.
keep
What are we
going up
gonna
our ass?
do? No, it's
Of
your
our
podcast.
Get-
Hi, I'm
get-
Hans, and I want to know why aliens keep going up our ass.
Get it together.
Hey, pump you up.
Oh, boy.
Oh my god.
I have stopped getting text
All right.
tweets.
Yeah.
So we're at the motel. Then we go across the street to what was the name of it? The store
The
liquor.
Tonopah Liquor Company,
Tonopah Liquor Company. It's a bar.
All right, it's a bar.
the hottest
with
bar in
locals.
town.
Yeah,
Sorry,
everybody's
wait.
there.
Yeah.
The only bar in town.
There's a girl named Kim that's having her 28th birthday,
that we know from Bob, the owner of
and
the
everybody
hotel.
else.
Yeah.
yeah.
Everybody in town
Every-
is like, you going to
everybody-
Kim's birthday?
Yeah.
Well, okay.
Yeah. And Kim's pretty cute, and then she has a
Yeah.
bunch of friends.
Not that cute.
Yeah,
But
One of
they-
them kissed Ken,
but
made out
they
with Ken.
Wanna fuck?
yeah. Tell that story, Phil.
So, this one woman approaches us. Same woman that originally Kane bumped into.
It's true.
And
she
said
wanted,
hi.
She wanted my nuts.
And then we
I think
We
she
br-
wanted nuts.
we brought her over
Well, I
to
know,
the
but at
table.
first she wanted my-
Brought her over to the table and introduced her to all of us. Immediately, even though she bumped into Kane, took a liking to Ken.
Well, it probably didn't. It didn't hurt that I said,
Yeah.
"Oh, this is our friend. He just broke
Yeah.
up with his girl
That's
Yeah.
right.
2 months ago. He's really sad." So
And
admittedly,
she looks at me,
kissed.
she goes, I'm in the same boat, sweetie.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then she kissed your forehead or
Okay.
cheek. No, at first.
Yeah, okay.
And then Phil was, I think, getting a drink, and then me and Kane went outside. We left Ken.
Ken.
And then
With the
Ken pulled her face in towards him and started making out with her.
I did not do that.
That's-
That's not accurate at all.
So
Oh,
You're
I'm
making
sorry.
shit up.
I am, but it's for fun.
we're playing a little game called Put the Turd in Ken's Pocket. So we leave Ken with this girl, and we go outside. She comes outside, and then I was like, "Oh, what, you left our friend?" I'm like, "He's really sad. He's really depressed. You should just go in and grab his face and give him a big kiss."
Yeah.
And she just said, "Me, okay."
She
Yeah.
had
And
no
so-
qualms
Yeah.
with it.
And Ken was pretty happy, as you can hear.
Oh, yeah. It was amazing. Thank you.
Ken had no idea.
She's got all this like makeup on her face.
She was a very nice girl, but
Oh
you know.
my God, let him tell it.
No, you don't get to. This is Phil's podcast. You know,
The
Phil
Phil power
I'm
the sad
just
thing is-
aiding the story.
the sad thing
Stop
is
You know,
about this whole podcast is the funniest thing of this whole podcast so
like I
far
really derailed it.
is when he fucking got pneumonia on his shirt, sneezing for the 9th time.
That was
That's the
actually-
funniest
I
thing.
think-
And you guys can't even
I
see it. You're
think
gonna
you
listen to
go.
this
You're
thing.
talking about the girl, and I go, whatever about her
boy.
face, dude. And then you're like, no, you said the face thing, and now I can't keep going because you brought up the bitch's face, dude. You know what? Fuck the
Keep
cunt's
going.
face,
Oh
dude.
my
Who
God.
gives a shit about the cunt, dude?
Wow.
Are we ever gonna see this
Wow.
bitch again?
Oh my God.
Fuck no.
Sorry.
Oh,
Yeah, do we
boy.
gotta fucking disrespect her?
so sorry.
Yeah, because it's funny. And we're enjoying ourselves.
I don't know what's
And we're
going on.
hella drinks deep. And we smoked
Can-
bowls with somebody tonight that we can't disclose.
He
But
did a
you know
Periscope.
what? There was.
Can I just say, I think you should try this stuff on stage.
Yeah, you
Well,
freestyle
he'd have
rap.
to
Oh,
get-
actually,
He'd have to get on a stage first.
hold on.
Oh,
I brought a costume tonight. I forgot that I brought a costume.
no, you didn't.
I did.
You're putting it on? Oh, here we go. No, there's a big setup for a stupid middle finger. What are you doing?
Oh, please don't wreck.
Oh, you're gonna change out of your janitor pants?
Oh God,
Oh,
what
no,
is this?
I think he might
I asked him.
actually have
I
one.
asked him if because we're staying at the clown Motel. He chose to wear those shoes.
Oh boy.
Look at his shoes, Ken.
He does have fucking awful.
Are those
clown
Doc
shoes.
Martens?
Oh God, here we go. Here he goes. Oh, he actually. Oh
Put on
no.
A necklace. What is
Wait,
that?
show the camera. That's good. Your whole back is
Your
taking
whole
up the
back
camera.
To the camera. He brought a gold weed necklace.
Would you go as annoying?
Hey, wow. Check it out, everybody. It's DJ Douchebag. So, for all of you guys that can only hear this, his big costume reveal was a gold medallion with some a weed
It's a
plant
spinner,
on it,
dog.
and
Do
it
you
spins.
do you literally have nothing else in that bag other than that gold chain?
You know, this was it.
So what's your? Here we go.
Oh no.
Hi, tourist number 3. You were gonna ask what my costume is.
Yeah.
Well, let him fucking ask it.
I answered it already.
Your high tourist
But-
number 3.
But nobody lilistening knows what is about to happen. God damn it!
You've gotten him so angry he's turning into Jerry Seinfeld.
I can't.
What is happening?
When I can't yell, I turn into Jerry.
I am.
Nobody fucking knows what is about to happen. Let the guy ask a fucking question. God damn it! You're even pissing me off, and I'm trying to hold the fuck back.
I'm not doing anything.
As you sit there with your douche
No,
chain and
Phil, you decided early on that this podcast is going to be all about you.
I never decided it was gonna be about
you
me.
did, dude.
I just
You
want us
did.
to. I'm excited
As soon as
to
we
tell
turn
him.
the fucking recorder on, you're like, we're gonna have a recap? You know, this is the way it was last
Keep
year.
standing
yell,
in front of
don't
the
yell.
fucking
Oh, no, I
camera.
wish there was a
Don't
Keep
yell.
standing in front of the fucking camera.
I
you
just wish that
fucking
last
cock.
year, you know, we got scared
Hey,
and I
last
cried
year,
like a little
2
bitch.
years ago.
You cried like. Here, hey, you guys want a recap? The dude keeps a fucking maxi pad on his driver's seat. There's a fucking recap.
Maxi pad. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That's what you call fucking cushion support.
Oh, okay.
cushion. That doesn't
Yeah.
really help your argument.
good
I'll have
job.
you know, it's
You
not a maxi pad. It's a cushion
You
support.
got me. Oh no! You fucking. He got me. It's just cushion support.
Oh my
Oh
god.
God.
Oh my god.
Is that also what you call Sam's tampons?
Oh my
Yeah.
god.
Does it capture blood too?
Did you actually say cushion support?
Well, what else am I supposed to
Are
call
you
it?
out of your nothing?
Oh,
What
God.
else?
Nothing.
What
Yeah.
else?
Say fucking nothing, dude. Just
You know, you're not helping it. You're not helping it.
No, this is, hey
Don't
man, this
turn
is your
on me,
podcast.
bro.
Yeah, you're not helping it.
We're the guests, man. What do you want to
Go
talk
ahead.
about?
Oh fuck.
Look, we've recapped a
Dude,
lot.
I'm one of
and
the
I'm
most.
excited about it.
Kane and I are great comics.
Look,
what are you talking about?
like I said, like I said,
You got us
a
here,
lot
buddy.
of a lot of what I wanted to do was go over what we've done, and I think we've done that.
I think we
Now
did a
he's
great
turning
job.
into walking.
Yeah.
I think we've done a lot of what we said we wanted to do.
Do it with a dude black walking.
Oh no.
I think we've done a lot of what we thought we wanted to do.
Because it's actually.
So get the fuck
You sound
back.
like E40 and Christopher Walken.
Ooh.
I'm cruising, doing about $1.50. Drinking some of that fine rye Colorasi.
Oh, my
Changes.
neck and my back.
Yeah.
My pussy and my crack.
That's not.
All right. So we're at the thing. This chick makes out with Ken. Not makes
Nah,
out.
Makes out.
Yeah, this chick grabs Ken. He doesn't know it, and then just fucking plants one on him.
Yeah.
He
And
really
Ken-
didn't know it. That was the best part.
No,
of it
I
all.
was really surprised.
Oh god, she just fucking smacked your face.
The only reason I would want to apologize to everybody right now is that you know what it sounds like. Our recap. No, I'm just saying. You know what it sounds like. Our recap. It sounds like a bunch of look. We're 4 white dudes who all had a great night drinking, Dad. And then the next morning they wake up and all they want to do is talk about everything that happened the night before to each other to make each other laugh. That's kind of how I feel like what we're doing now about what we just did today.
What do you want to do?
Well,
wait. Isn't that a
Hold
recap?
on, Jay. I want to know what you want to do.
No, it is a recap, and
You've
I'm
got
glad.
two of the funniest comics in America.
Look.
Boom, right here.
Yeah, no, you know,
And they
hey,
happen to be best friends.
Kane
Kane's here.
Kane.
What do you want to know?
I will
what,
not.
what do you want to talk
Hey,
about?
I'm not going to disagree with that.
No, but what do you
I'm
want to
not
talk
going to
about?
disagree with that.
What do you
I'm
wanna talk
happy to
about?
have you here. You're very funny.
What do you want to talk about?
But this is what I'm going to say.
Okay.
This is what I'm going to say.
Yep.
How come I'm not funny and you're happy to have me?
I said both of you. I said
Oh,
Kane
sorry.
and Ken. You're
Yep.
both.
Relax.
I agree
So
with
you don't think I'm funny?
I
How
recede
funny
back.
would it be if you forgot to hit record?
We're already money,
and I'm
baby.
like,
We're the
log
hosts.
on.
I'm kidding.
What do you want?
Is that from the chain?
Oh man.
So much confidence. Anyways, the
We're
part.
going out
Con.
with that, by the way.
Let's do
Definitely a con.
Okay, go ahead.
it. All I'm saying is.
Intense.
Again, a big difference from the one we did 2 years ago from now is right now, all we're saying what we did and how cool it was.
We were gonna tell ghost stories.
But like you're not like it's not like in the moment. You know what I'm saying?
Well,
It's
we'll do the ghost stories.
nothing's in the moment. You know what we should do
Can I
for
answer
like on
something?
the podcast. And and I agree. It's not you can't see it.
Oh man.
No, stop.
You're not even
No.
saying anything.
I am because if you fucking listen, you fucking douche. You fucking asshole. Hey, let's grow my hair out an inch long and then get it cut. Even though the fucking first half of my hair is a fucking bald pussy.
Kids just staring at me like, "Go fuck yourself." Huh? Hey, Mini John Lithgow, listen up.
Oh God.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
Why don't you go back to Die Hard?
Yeah, go with the
Quit yelling.
Yippee-ki-yay, bald fucker.
Yeah.
Wow.
Fucking beat David Carradine.
What do you want to do, man?
Die Hard.
What do you want to do?
Yeah, that's a James Milton joke, to be honest. Oof. Anyways. So,
So what are we doing, Phil?
check it out.
Phil, I'm with you, man. What are we doing? You said recap. This
I think
isn't
you're
what
just
it
on
was.
my side because I turned all my hate towards Kane all
No,
of a sudden.
man. What do you want? This isn't what it was last year. What do you want to do?
I don't know
This
why
is-
they
this
keep
is
saying
my
you're
thing.
long-winded.
I forgot our initial.
You said this is the thing
To
for the
keep
last
things
15
present,
minutes.
to keep things present,
Okay.
and disregarding.
Phil,
you
what do you-
guys are amazing.
what do
but
you guys want this to
disregarding
be?
Periscope
Sorry,
and just
6
talking about a
people, who
podcast. Let's grab the clown guy. Let's bring him on. Let's bring him on the podcast for a minute. No, he's not. He's in his hotel room.
How do you know?
Can I? You mind if you take it over for a minute?
Sure. Watch we cover everything while you're gone.
Thank God.
Let me go
yeah.
knock on his door. See if he'll come over.
Yeah, go
Hey,
get the clown guy.
Honestly, do you think that'd even be a good idea, or do you think that's
I mean,
terrible?
I mean, for the people listening, I'm a clown. I'm Johnny.
That's what I'm saying. It's not visual,
Yeah.
so.
He wasn't very entertaining when we talked to him
at all.
Yeah.
But we were
remotely.
also treating him like
Although
he
he
was
did
a.
have open-toed Doc Martens.
We were treating him like he was a thing instead of a person.
He
Here's
is
what
a
I- here's-
guy in clown
Let me
makeup.
just-
What do you want us to treat him like?
was-
You know what?
he was still a guy.
I can't. No. What do you?
Hey,
we
do you wanna
don't
see some
even know-
magic
Shut
tricks?
the fuck up.
Yeah, that'll be great for the podcast.
Here's what I want.
A
Yeah.
little sleight of
The
hand.
great Omar was just on Fraser Smith's show,
Oh,
and he's doing card tricks, and they're like,
Card
and it's the
tricks.
Queen.
I just matched your Chicago accent. It was okay.
He's
doing card tricks.
Joseph Muldoon said, "This is pointless. Ask him to do Cosby walking."
Who?
Doesn't matter. Do Cosby walking.
Cosby walking.
Oh. Oh wait. Hold
no,
on.
he meant get up and get out.
Yeah.
Hey, go fall asleep
Yeah.
while you're walking.
No.
Cause
Do your
man.
Cosby impression out the door.
Jello.
Damn it.
I know.
Jello pudding.
Jay,
Jello pudding. Crystal
go.
Pepsi.
Let it go. It won't stop unless you
It's
let it
like
get out.
Kodak film
Are you doing
and Crystal Pepsi.
Oh my god.
he's just naming
All
companies.
right.
that he-
Jello.
That's it. Wait.
Jello
Jay, for the record.
pudding.
Yes. All right. Take
For
your
the
time.
record, I'm sorry that this podcast was not great, but Phil kind of fucking took everything over.
Oh yeah, no, I know.
And he
I
had
remember
some
when it was
hidden
totally
agenda.
me. Yeah, right. It was all about fucking Donald Trump.
Jesus.
I hope
I don't
we.
know,
All right.
guys, I'm so sorry. I don't know what to say.
No,
So
don't
for the
even try to
fourth
end
time,
it.
I'm
Yeah.
not. Let's shut the fuck up. So for the fourth time, chick made out with Ken
Not made out.
or kissed Ken.
Kiss me.
It was just smoke. You can smoke indoors. Phil freaked out about that.
Because
Please
I
don't
loved
start
it.
talking about it. It's going to take you an
No,
hour.
you said I loved it.
Okay.
Oh,
Pizza guy.
Jay,
Okay, that's
come
good.
on.
We came back to the hotel.
Jay, you've been on my
Came
side
back
the
to the
whole
hotel.
time.
We
I know,
stopped.
but
We
it's-
stopped at a house we thought was abandoned, but was an
You
actual
stopped at it.
house.
We're just
Yeah.
in the passenger seats.
So Ken decides to drive my car. Yeah, and then he sees the haunted house and he's like, "We're stopping here." And then we're like, "Oh, real people live here." And then Jay's like, "Let me cock the shotgun."
I don't know, man. But we're guests.
I know, right?
You know, Kane, we're just guests, man.
Yeah, you're right.
I think we
Look,
all are
here's the
right
funny
now.
Thing. Here's the funny thing: is like next week they'll have some new guests, and Jay's got to deal with this fucking
Yeah.
douche.
Really?
It's Jay's fault.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Oh,
I
really?
finally figured out why you got your handicap
You know,
placard.
I think that I wouldn't keep talking if you didn't keep on mentioning how much I should be talking. I think you kind of like it.
Oh boy.
Okay.
We keep.
All right.
I'm just
We're
here,
not-
man.
We're
I'm
not
just
even
here.
All right,
back
all
in
right,
the
so check it
hotel
out.
in The story.
So Ken made out with this chick,
Mm-hmm.
or this chick made out with him. Sorry.
She had make. Well, I
Yeah.
already told the joke.
All right, so Ken stops at this fucking weird looking house, but we think somebody lives there. So then we get back to the hotel and we're like, all right, we're going to order pizza. We order pizza. There's some weed that we have, meaning Phil, but we don't have a pipe. And we won't say the guy's name, but great.
TJ.
Okay.
Okay, I'm the
he's
asshole.
the general
Why don't you
manager
go
at
call somebody
Hometown
out in the
Pizza.
fucking town. Dude, what a dick move.
You got a lot of listeners
Oh,
at
but
Tenapa.
Well, we could have.
Anyways.
You know what?
Don't even call me a dick.
Well, we'll
when
just
you're
say he
doing
brought
just as much
pizza.
dick shit.
We ordered pizza. He brought pizza.
Dude. You know what? I think it's like
Hold
looking
on
in the.
a second.
All right.
You know what?
Phil,
I think
we
it's
go.
like
Phil,
looking in the mirror with you, asshole.
Phil, you
It's
have
like looking in
ruined
the
this
mirror with you.
podcast.
Hold on.
Phil, you have ruined this podcast.
It's like looking in the
Sit
mirror
back
and
down.
you know it's true.
You've ruined this podcast.
Phil,
You know,
louder.
We're just trying to fucking have a
You
conversation.
wish you could be as free.
And you got to
as
make
me.
it all about you. Now you got to put your balls out with your fucking janitor pants.
Alpha move. He's
Dude.
showing you his dick.
he can show all at once.
Oh.
Dude, you have ruined this
What, Kane?
podcast.
So both
You keep complaining about how
You're
boring
scared.
this whole
You're
thing
scared.
is. All right.
You're scared.
both GB Quest at GB Quest
Gabe Botten.
and Joseph Muldoon want Phil to go see if Johnny the Clown is in his room.
All right.
Do it.
See,
Go do it.
So go see.
I think they just want you to leave.
Go on.
exactly.
Go see
And I'm
it.
not ready for the door to be locked on me.
It's not gonna be locked on you.
We're not gonna lock
Look,
you out.
People want you to see Johnny.
Go see if Johnny
the Clown.
Go see if the clown's here. Anytime now, Phil. This is good. Good dead air.
These are people for the Periscope, though.
Yes.
Go see Johnny the Clown.
So can I leave
Yeah, great. Yes. Oh,
Go
Jesus
see
Christ.
if Johnny the Clown.
Take an hour to ask this question of again and again.
Yeah,
the
what,
door
be
will be
out there
fine.
for an hour?
Change the thing. Take my keys. Jesus Christ.
I'm gonna take mine.
Just oh god.
Your key.
You're a fucking wreck. What?
What did you say?
You're a wreck. Go see if. Go. No, no
You're
one
a
said
wreck.
that. Go.
What? That hit a nerve.
Jesus. Are you on crack? What's the matter with you?
Oh god. It's 11:15. Hopefully Johnny's awake. It's 3 down, not 2. Oh god. This is gonna be bad. All right.
I'll leave it cracked, and then he's gonna think that we.
Yeah. So we get back here. We order a pizza here at the hotel. Pizza was great.
Pizza was great. The guy was great that
yeah.
brought it. He was a good dude.
Yeah. We start smoking weed. We've been drinking all night. And now we're doing the podcast. And
Well, I think that one of
is
us
the loan.
got a little too faded, a little too quickly.
Phil gets angry when he
He
drinks.
gets a little. That's what I was saying. Like,
Oh.
He gets pretty angry, and then he doesn't fully accept the people in the room, and so he gets pissed off because he wants to do a lot of chatting.
So we got to tell our ghost stories, or like I'm going to tell the story about Shacky.
Oh yeah, tell Shacky.
Shacky. All right.
So-
You have any Ken? Ghost stories? No, go ahead. You don't have anything like growing up that everybody did was their house or anything? Here, get on the mic. All right. So in Bellevue.
No.
All right. So growing up, I moved around a lot. There was a time in like 8th grade, I lived in Redmond, and or no, maybe it was like 9th grade. Anyways, in Bellevue, there was a place called we called it Shacky's, Bellevue, Washington. That it was actually up by the Bellevue Police Department. This guy's property, so that you have the road, right? And then this guy's property was like it goes up at an angle, like this, and it's like a barn way up. And this is in Bellevue. Bellevue is the richest part of Washington.
Right.
You go up this dirt road, and it goes and it curves, and there's like a barn in the back. Now, other than the road, everything is like blackberry bushes. To the left is like woods, and then his driveway goes up, and then on the right is all blackberry bushes. As you look in the blackberry bushes, the reason he was called Shacky's are all these like little forts and shacks inside. The guy, his grass was always cut, but no one ever saw him cut his lawn. Like there was talk that maybe he did it at night or something. As you walk up, like we tried to see who would go up the furthest before they'd get freaked out. On the left was fucking beehives. He had bees. Now, one time, we had fucking BB guns, just dipshit kids, right? One night, we were like, okay, we'll see how far we can go up. And we would go up there at like midnight, 1. As we're walking up, as quiet as we can, as we're going up the dirt road. In the woods over here, we just hear, get out.
Oh no!
Wow.
And you didn't see, we fucking booked
Right.
down. And Yeah, we never went to Shacky's again at night. We would go there sometimes during the day, and we'd like think we'd see him and stuff. But Shacky's was fucking creepy as fuck.
We had it wasn't like haunted, but it was called the Kedzie Trails. And it was basically like I grew up on the southwest side of Chicago, so it was pretty developed. But we'd have like these little patches of like small forests, and the Kedzie Trails was
that just sounds creepy.
Yeah, it was cemetery. And then the cemetery backed into the woods, and then the woods led into like this grocery store mini mall type thing. But like everyone, it was so funny. We would play football in the cemetery. There was this plot of land, and it was like exactly 100 yards, and we just played football there every day after school. But then every once in a while, like you would go back into like Kedzie Trails into the forest area, and then just to top it all off, just an abandoned car just sitting there. Like how did it get there?
Yeah,
you know what I mean. So it's just like And so, like going there was like your rite of passage. Like becoming a man was just like making it through the Kedzie Trails, or hanging out and like drinking. And then when you grew up and you finally found out, it was basically where all the like teenagers went to go drink. Like that's all it was. Like there's nothing scary about it. It's like they wanted to keep the little kids out, so they like made up all these stories.
My aunt told me a story one time. I don't know if it's true, but it was the same house that the RC car, which I've told before on this podcast. The RC car and the mean being pushed down the flight of stairs.
Oh, yeah. We told them up here.
Yeah, if you check out the Periscope or whatever. And there's more over there.
Can I have over there?
Kenny wants snacks and Jay doesn't want to give it to him.
So
she told me this story one time because I was recapping that.
These for later.
I was recapping that story for my aunt, and she's like, "Oh yeah, you have no idea what I've been through," and apparently
that's good. Put it closer to the mic. Fucking idiot! Jesus Christ!
Sorry, I had to be. Somebody has to be Phil.
Yeah.
So
here we go.
Oh
dude,
boy, God damn it, Phil!
Dude, fucking idiot.
Great.
So anyway, she goes, I walk downstairs, and I go into the living room where the Simpsons were playing in my story, and all my dead relatives are floating above me.
This is a dream?
No, this is what she says to me. She
Your
goes,
aunt.
This is. I'm going to tell you the story exactly the way she told it to me. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So she says to me, I walk downstairs, I go into the living room, and all of my relatives, all my dead relatives that I can remember, ghosts are floating above me, and they're all holding lamps. They're all holding the lamps that are like on the wall, that are like pinned to the wall or above, like the ceiling fan, all that shit. And they all say, "Come with us, Sherry. Come with us," like doing that kind of shit, like trying to suck her forward. She wakes up, and then she goes downstairs. This is all a dream.
She usually read Word
Up. Oh man, you gargled your way through it.
I had to get it out.
You go, this is all a dream. She used a magazine. You suck.
Yeah, bro, I knew it coming.
The fucking three of you. I'm just gonna interrupt everybody at this point. Fuck it. It doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter.
Sorry.
So he goes, so this is all a dream. And I go, did you use to read? Like I said it in my head and he said it out loud. Oh my God.
I gewollt. Anyway.
So she wakes up, lights go on.
Wakes up, goes downstairs to the fridge, goes into the kitchen, and then she walks into the living room. All the light bulbs are removed.
What?
All the light bulbs are gone. They're either blown or they're on the floor.
So they had to have been unscrewed somehow.
Somebody unscrewed them, and then she asked her mom and dad about it, and they were like, "We have no recollection."
And this is the same as the same RC house.
Same exact RC house, same house as the stairs. She had a dream where they were all holding the lamps, and then goes downstairs. They're either blown out or they're on the floor.
That's fucked up, dude.
Yeah.
Oh.
Here's what I think. I think we should edit out the first 50 minutes of this podcast.
You got to do a two-parter.
You got to do a two-parter.
Well, what we'll do is we can pause it now. We'll go over to the cemetery. We're at an hour 15 already.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. We got to cut it. We should cut some of this out. I mean,
no,
most of the stuff with
our
Phil.
last Halloween was like 3 hours.
Yeah, no,
I'm not talking worried about length. I mean quality. Phil just could not do anything.
Just
fun
trying to
today.
rev him up. He's gonna get all bent out of shape again.
I mean, Phil's just not funny, man.
And everything else is fine.
Everything else is great. Oh my God, you got the three of us have got great chemistry.
It is
You know?
This flows a little better. All right. It's 1 hour and 15. We're going to stop and then come back. And then for Periscope, we'll stop and come back too. We'll probably go over. Next time you see us, we'll be in the cemetery.
Give me hearts.
Okay, bye.
Give me hearts.
Turn it off. There's nothing on it. We'll listen to it later. All right. So we're back. We went to the cemetery to walk around.
Met some people.
Yeah. What was the gentleman and the lady's name?
Eileen.
And what was the guy's name?
Were
Jack?
they ghost
Bob.
hunters?
Yeah.
Bill.
They
Bill.
come-
It was Bill.
Okay.
Actually.
And he. Here, you're
What?
like,
It was Bill. I'm
I know.
sorry.
But fucking
His
relax.
name was Bill, dude.
I didn't say it wasn't fucking sensitive. Jesus. Well, you can't drink anymore on these.
Whatever, dude.
You can't drink.
I think you're overcompensating for what you think I am.
Nope, not even a little bit.
Bullshit.
All of us are.
The three
Dinosaur?
Of us,
Nobody said dinosaur, man.
the three of us.
Well,
are
I don't know. Wasn't Olivosaurus one of them?
Oh boy, you are
The Olivosaur?
derailing everything.
All right. So we went over to the cemetery,
Yep.
periscoped it, walked around. At one point, what are you doing, Phil?
Don't.
Why don't you look and see what it's doing? Because you don't know what you're doing.
Tilt it if you don't know what's
Fuck, dude.
happening.
Now go look. See how it's
You
framed.
have to figure out. God,
How do you know?
damn it, Phil.
God, you got to fuck everything up.
You're moving.
All right. We're trying to adjust the camera. All right.
Take control of your podcast, man.
Dude.
If he needs to go, he needs to go.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know.
All right. So we went over to the cemetery. We recorded it. While we were over there, Kane takes off running to hide, to go try and play some games,
To be funny.
to try and scare us.
Thought we were trying to make some good.
And Ken
television.
just kept going, "Where's Kane? Where's Kane?" I'm like, "He just ran over there."
Yeah.
And then I realized you text me, but I couldn't see it because I'm recording everything.
Yeah. I thought maybe
This was
you could.
before we met the two people.
Yes.
Well,
and
I
then-
mean, essentially, we were trying to scare Phil. Like,
Yeah.
what the fuck happened to our
So,
friends?
It was
But
pitch
you were
black.
like, "Oh, Kane's right there,"
Yeah.
and then we
It's-
so
started.
that was dumb.
It's pitch black outside. We're meeting these two nice people who came here with an
Well, hold on,
authentic journey.
Kane left. Then about a minute later, Ken
I
takes off
disappeared.
running.
So I thought maybe he'll think,
Yeah. So then
like he'll know what's going on. We can scare Phil.
Yeah. And
So
then
then
but then
we-
I thought that was even dumber. So then me and
Dumb
Phil.
and Dumber.
So then me and Phil kept walking. We saw a couple, and we thought it was Johnny the Clown.
We thought it was the fucking clown 2 doors down.
There's an echo here. So we thought it was the clown 2 tours down.
To what?
Chores?
Yeah, he did 2 tours in Nam. He's ex-military. You guys didn't know that? So he did 2 tours. And so we saw people coming into the grave sites, and we thought it was Johnny. So we started walking towards him, and no, it's a older couple that they come here every year, they said. This is their first
Sure,
time
and
for
they
Halloween.
see 4 people mocking what they do for real.
Yeah. All right. So they come here every year, Phil?
Because they're dorks.
They
Right?
come here every year,
This is their first Halloween
almost a couple
night.
times a year.
This is their first Halloween night, and they were explaining to us EVP. This is all on the Periscope. And then Kane and Ken started throwing rocks
Hold
at
on,
us.
hold on.
Sure.
She was
we never
actually
did.
Sure.
she was actually telling us how, because I asked them,
I
you
thought
know,
Lord
what it's
Kane
like.
is-
I asked them what it's like when they.
Like, you know,
What?
here's the thing. You were complaining for the first half of the podcast that nothing.
I'm sorry. You know what? Let
interesting-
you interrupt now. Go ahead, because we're getting somewhere on the
No,
podcast.
sorry. Oh, we're
JNR's podcast, and your guest.
Who's J&R?
Jared Berard's a great friend. He's a friend of the podcast. So
might be
so go
JB.
ahead, Ken.
No, I'm
Go
sorry.
ahead.
No, I mean,
You know, we're
interrupt your
doing a
podcast.
great story about
I'm
the
just-
fucking ghost
I'm
experience.
just a guest, but
No, go ahead. Go ahead and say your
You are
fucking
the worst
thing.
drunk.
No,
You're
I'm
the
fine.
meanest person while
Yeah,
you're
you-
drunk.
Why?
Yeah.
What am I doing that's so mean?
Listen to the
Yeah, it was
words
your
That
tone,
Ken's
your
saying?
attitude.
Okay, I
You
will.
raising your voice?
Let's
or are you
listen to what
yelling?
Ken was
Use
saying.
Your quiet voice.
Sure. Let's listen to Ken. Go ahead, Ken. Finish up
Ken,
with that
Ken, I
great
would like to hear it.
detail-oriented story.
Can I hear it, Ken?
it's fine.
You threw rocks at us. Oh man, that was dope, dude.
Are you gonna let him talk? The guests.
Yeah, no, I'll let him say it. Let's hear him say the
No, I'm
rock
good.
throwing.
No, man, it's your show.
No, it's fine.
Oh boy.
I just want to know. I just want you guys to know. It's probably. I mean, not to be dramatic, but probably not going to do this podcast again. So I tend to do more professional podcasts.
It's a good thing you weren't dramatic.
Huge loss.
It's a good thing you weren't dramatic. I knew the second one would get you.
Huge loss to the podcast.
Get off me.
So, we're
what are you
talking.
doing?
I'm trying to, not
they can
block
see
your.
you.
I'm not trying
It's
to
all
block
right.
your head.
My Fed?
Yeah. Foreign exchange student.
I feel like I've been a friend to this show the whole time, and
You really have been, and it was this night that really broke it.
Oh my god, dude.
Okay.
Oh my god, relax. Dude.
I am relaxed. It's called a fucking joke.
Dude,
When did you not get jokes anymore, you faggot?
Why are you getting so loud?
You've been this way the whole time,
Yeah.
bro. You
usually weed calms a person down.
You've talked over almost every person here.
Oh man, I'm
And
so
hey,
Hey, man, I'm
sorry,
so sorry.
dude.
I usually have a really good time in this podcast, but
We were
I know.
trying to
I've
get-
been such a dick,
and
dude. I'm
this
so
is
sorry.
The
Oh god.
example of what exactly I'm talking
Oh,
about.
Kane, I'm
I
sorry.
can't
Oh,
talk
you
because
can't handle
finish.
it.
You
Fuck.
have to fucking talk. You have to speak. You can't help yourself. Okay.
This will be good on the podcast. Go and finish.
Oh my God, Phil,
Oh.
you
Oh.
are the worst
Mm.
drunk
Mm.
ever.
Ah.
I hate being drunk with you now,
Oh.
and I will never do it again.
Ah.
Now we're in the cemetery.
Yes.
Did this have anything to do with smoking weed,
What
by the way?
fuck? Let him finish. Let him talk.
Did the being drunk have
Let
anything
him
to do with
talk.
smoking weed?
Just let him talk. Let him finish his story. Go ahead.
Who cares about the two people we met? That's where we started.
Go.
Okay,
Kane.
so while you guys are off, or while you guys are on
Getting
mic,
off.
on mic, on the thing, on the fucking Periscope, Ken and I are off trying to escape and kind of make it funny or whatever.
yeah, maybe make this thing interesting
And
as
then,
opposed to the fucking
I would love
Phil
for
Fox
somebody to do
fucking
that.
2-hour bonanza.
And so we threw rocks at the fence, and then we tried to throw rocks near you guys to make it loud noises to scare you guys. 'Cause
Uh-huh.
I wasn't sure if you guys saw me or not because I couldn't fully
No.
hear you guys.
I thought maybe at a minimum you guys would play along, be like, oh, what, like we,
Yeah.
Who knows?
it's reality TV. Maybe
Spook
we
the
just like
people.
fake the, you know what I mean? Like, have a little
Is
bit
it
of fun, but
reality TV?
Yeah.
So
no,
then-
it is.
so-
Unfortunately, it is the most
Periscope.
reality TV ever
It's Periscope.
because you guys don't
Yeah.
know how to fucking work a
Well,
fucking
that,
gig.
I mean,
so.
it's periscope.tv/Big Irish J, so it's your television program. So
we're
you're
just
kind of
we're
right
just,
in that
we're just trying to help
sense.
out, man.
And so we did that, just kind of joking around, and then I'm not even.
Do you sell dish soap too?
Just keep
You
going. Just
fucking
keep
And
going.
sell
now.
out.
While we're off doing our thing, trying to freak you guys out or whatever, trying.
Great job.
And failing apparently.
Yeah.
Yeah, to make
We
this a
failed, whatever.
fun,
We get
like
it. You're not having
Halloween.
fun. We got it. Go on. Keep going,
And
Kane.
you guys met
I'm having a great
two
time.
actual ghost hunters.
Yes.
Okay. So what happened?
Yeah,
there?
if you guys weren't fucking around, you would have met him too. We thought they were Johnny. We thought it was the clown. So we started walking towards him, and then they saw the light. We have the fucking light shined right on him as we're recording.
They had
And
a
then,
light as well when they walked in. That's how we kind of noticed them.
and then they go, "Oh, hi," and we're like, "Oh, hi," and we start talking to him. We were like, I told him straight up, we like, "Oh, we thought you were our friend Johnny, our friend that we fucking met
clown.
once."
Yeah.
And they go, "Are you guys ghost hunting?" And we were like, "Yeah, well, kind of." And then we started talking to them, and yeah, they are ghost hunters, and they get a lot of EVP activity here. The lady said that she was way off in the distance where they were taking pictures when we were over there, and she heard one time she went hello, and she heard very clearly, or both of them heard very clearly back hello, and so
Wow.
they fucking said shit goes down over there.
And while that conversation was happening, I don't know who it was, to be honest. Literally, one of you pegged me in the fucking calf muscle with a rock. And I'm not going to lie, it was a direct hit. A direct hit into the calf. And, I'm
He's
going to
trying to
add to
talk
the
to
show. I'm going to say, whoa, ghost hit me with the rock. No. I was like, your asshole friends just threw something at us. But I don't know who it was in that
It's
kind of
Ken, I
darkness. But I will say, the small meteorite of a rock that you threw
The person's name began with a K.
made
Yeah.
perfect, made
Had
perfect
an N and an E in it.
impact. Made perfect impact on the
And-
back of my calf.
What?
And then,
I said an N and an E in it.
oh, I didn't hear what you said.
N and an E.
I don't
You
know.
hear any
I don't
of
know
it?
which one threw it, but either one. I knew one of you threw it, but And
he kept talking as he's in pain.
darkness, and I was even telling them, I go, somebody just threw a rock at me.
They were like, "Oh, he's
hit me right in my
special."
thigh or my calf." It's one of them. It wasn't a ghost. But when we look around and Jay shining his light, you're both. Excuse me, you both are hiding.
Was it part of
I'm
the
like, yeah,
Walking Dead?
Yeah.
I didn't know.
So then let's get to the part where
Yeah, go ahead. You guys.
Ken.
Ken's pissing on a grave.
I don't agree with that.
Well, he wasn't
Okay.
technically pissing
I wasn't on a grave.
but
You know,
he
if that's
was
how you want to
pissing-
cover the story, I get
he
it.
was
You spin the
pissing
story the way
within
you
a-
want it.
He was pissing within a grave site.
Yeah.
Sure.
in a graveyard. not
Pissing
on
in a
grave.
cemetery. How about that? Amongst many graves.
Listen, you guys kept
What's the
talking about on
difference?
the way up here about how cool last year was.
When you piss in a toilet,
You
or
guys,
pissing in
yeah.
a cemetery.
Guy, what is the difference between a grave site and a cemetery?
In a
What is
toilet?
the fucking difference?
Wait.
I don't
Say
even-
your question again, please. I want to hear it for its clarity for everybody listening.
What's the difference?
Between what?
Send some hearts my way, please, if you fucking agree.
What's the difference between pissing in a grave site and pissing in a cemetery?
No,
I don't know. Respect. That might be the difference.
No, stop trying to spin it as in I'm trying to say what he did was all right. What I'm saying is gravesite cemetery, what's the fuck? It's the
term.
same thing.
Sure.
Then
Oh
why
my
you
God.
Sure,
Bunch
yeah,
of dead
so I
people are
made
all
my
buried
point
there,
and you
bro.
agree?
So keep
Fucking-
backing him up.
He's not. What
He's
the
not
fuck
backing
are
me
you
up.
I
talking
didn't
about,
back him
dummy?
up.
We walked out as soon as he.
I'm
we
gonna
No, keep looking at your phone.
Let me check my Twitter for what people are telling me. on
Nope.
Periscope.
Yeah, check your 14 followers.
No, hey, it's everybody, bro. We're all in this together. Did you see my weed
All right,
necklace?
now shut up for a second and finish.
Oh man, Jay.
What?
You know, I didn't expect at the end of this that we
Listen,
were
just to be just for the
you're gonna
record,
support your host.
I
even
pissed
more.
on a grave site, not a
Your
cemetery.
co-host.
Yeah, so we're talking to the grave site, whatever that one random was, and then we're like arguing, me, Kane, and Phil, and all of a sudden you just hear, and we look, and there's fucking Ken pissing in a grave site or in a
Area.
tomb area, what a fucking cemetery.
Not on a cemetery.
Yeah,
Not
but
on
it
a-
was
not on a
enough for
grave
me to
site.
be
Yeah.
like, all right, I'm out of here.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
trying to fucking keep the story moving. You know what I mean?
God.
That's
Yeah.
what I'm trying to do.
All right, Phil's looking at his camera.
No, I'm looking at my
Kane's
my
looking
Twitter.
at his camera.
I'm not. I'm
I-
here,
I
bro.
know. All right, let's talk. So, overall,
Yeah.
Ken,
Yeah,
have you had fun?
dude, I've had a great time.
All right. First of all, thank you for coming.
Oh
I
my
know at
gosh,
first
thank
you were
you.
like the drive and everything. You're
Yeah,
like,
and I get it. But I was being a little bitch. I'm really glad that I made it. Thank you, Phil, for driving. I really appreciate that.
You're welcome.
You know, the whole trip up here with a car full of comedians, always a great time. Learning a little bit about this town, the history, the background, amazing. Had a really good time. I don't think it was the same as last year where you're like in some scary environment. I mean, this is pretty much a regular motel room. I think it's gonna be great if like we go to bed in a couple hours and then the shit hits the
Yeah.
fan, like because no one will believe us. It's been a pretty tame night. It's
Yeah.
been mostly like discovering things about the town, learning some stuff. You know, we haven't seen a lot of crazy shit. I got to make out with a vampire. That was pretty cool. And then we came back, and you know what? I had a lot of fun, and I'm glad that I'm here. So I had a really good time.
Agreed.
Yeah.
And you know what? I will say, just because he did say something nice towards me, and I will say, it's been really cool having you a part of this experience, and I think you have enjoyed it.
Yeah.
And it was cool to have the experiences we had today, and to back up what you said, yeah. It hasn't been that scary here, but I
Yeah.
hope it does. I hope something happens. I
that
hope,
cemetery is
I hope-
creepy as shit.
I
Let
hope
me just
something
say, though,
forces us to come back on here
Yeah.
to cover something that happens
Or,
later.
you know, like next year, something. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
I think the great thing is that we didn't force it. This isn't Al Capone's fault.
Yeah.
You know, we're trying to force something to happen. Kane and I tried to make something funny happen. You guys saw right through it. We get it. You know, we got it. Had a good time though, man. What about you, Kane? Did you have a good time?
I had a great time.
Thank you, Ken.
Thank you, Jay.
Yeah, this is eye-opening as far as friendships are concerned. I know who to drink with and who not to.
Whatever. You know who to
And
smoke
I
weed and
was
drink with.
having a great
He's being a
time.
dick.
I'm sorry, he's the guest, right?
No, he's just trying to be. He's just trying to. He's
How
trying
would you
to,
know? You're not
he's
letting him
trying to
finish
say
what he's
something.
trying to be.
He's trying to
Excuse me,
say
Phil?
something that's subliminal.
Excuse me, Phil.
Jesus.
That's not
Phil.
really subliminal
He
because
just doesn't hear anything.
he's just.
Phil.
It's like a verbal version of tunnel vision.
Hey, Phil.
What's that?
Phil. He's the guest, right?
What's selective?
He's the guest.
My hearing?
He goes, what's selective? Go ahead, Kane. Go ahead.
I would
No, dude, I loved hanging out with you.
Kane, go ahead.
I love doing the podcast and the trip and everything.
For the record.
Shut the fuck up. Jesus Christ, dude.
It's almost unbelievable that you can't shut.
Ghosts?
All right, we're gonna just
Ghosts
let's just end it.
unbelievable?
You gotta
'Cause,
have
yeah.
All
to.
right,
You
well,
have to.
Phil, sorry,
All
man.
right.
We were, you know,
I
I
know.
wanted Kane to speak his
What was
mind, but you
that?
just can't let him talk.
All right. Well, that's the end of it, guys.
Yeah, sorry, guys.
See you next week.
Oh, yeah, we won't.
Thanks so much for coming by, Kane.
We won't say this was fun.
Happy Halloween.
All right. The mics were tripping a little bit there. All right. So what happened? You talked to some brown-skinned man all night.
At the gas station, probably across the street from the bar, and I don't know, talking about his family or something, to the point where he absolutely hated me and told me to get the fuck out of the gas station.
Oh yeah.
and drove back here.
Fuck, dude.
And before that, I talked to the owner of the bar that we were at earlier, and he has his wife is there. I think she sort of works with him. We didn't see her earlier, but he was. I don't know what was he the baby man? He might have been the baby man. I don't recall, but
at the bar, dressed up as a baby man.
And he moved here about a year ago with her, and they had a baby, and
Oh, this
bought
is already
this bar.
becoming a Phil story. Come on. Let's
bought this
recap
bar,
this. Let's just.
and then talked with him about all that, to the point where he fucking hated me and told me to get the fuck out of there.
The guy hated Phil.
Anyway,
You're not a pleasant drunk.
I just talk a lot.
No, you're an asshole.
I just want to talk a lot.
No, you're not a pleasant drunk. You're not a happy drunk.
I'm fine. Let's just have conversation.
No, you want you to talk and nobody else.
Oh, bullshit.
Bullshit.
I just want. Yeah.
All right, get in here, guys. We're gonna
I probably
wrap
want
this
to
up.
talk the whole time. Yeah, that's for sure.
Here, Kane and Ken are brushing their teethuses.
I pretend that I like to
Okay.
hear somebody else talk, but I probably do talk the most.
God,
I'll
the stains
probably
on
agree
that
with
box spring are disgusting. Oh. All right. Well, here comes Ken or Kane. Fuck. Sorry.
Jesus.
Yeah, that was a revelation. Because I talked about it a little bit, what I could get out before I was violently interrupted each time.
Yeah.
The first time I noticed this was we went over to fucking puke pants. We were me and Mitch were over at his house drinking with him and his girlfriend. Don't interrupt. I will fucking punch you in the stomach. And then we're sitting there drinking, and all of a sudden it gets to that point we're all feeling it, and his face switches, and all of a sudden everything that flies out of his mouth is something
Toxic.
dickish and toxic and mean. And I go, "What is your problem, man? Take it easy." And you go, "You know what?" You actually acknowledge. You go, "You know what? I was being a little bit of a dick there," and then you backed off. Couldn't do that last night.
Yeah. Do you want to
Could not
admit?
back you off.
Do you think you were a dick last night?
I think I was just trying to, push the podcast forward.
What about when we weren't recording the podcast?
If I could remember, I would probably speak to it.
Well, there's a whole bunch of periscopes. I'll show you.
No, there's not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, there's not. After the podcast?
Well, there was the one we did on the podcast. Everybody was like, "Yeah, you'll see."
Yeah.
All right.
What?
All right. Well, to recap. Nothing really.
So what is this? My intervention? I don't.
No, none of us care about you enough
No.
for you to get well. We don't care.
One person stopped you from drunk driving.
Tried to.
And it wasn't
The
even
one
that
that-
big of an effort. It was just
Yeah.
like, hey, man, you probably shouldn't drive. You're like, no, I'm going. I'm like, all right, cool.
Yeah,
Turn
And
on
it was
your
the guy.
headlights, bye.
And it was the guy you were probably the biggest dick to.
Yeah, exactly.
I said, hey, you want to come with, buddy?
Yeah, you want to die with me?
Yeah.
Oh, well. Looks like I'm still here. Sorry, guys.
Well, try harder next time.
Yeah. We pick up a paper this morning. It's
Yeah.
like family of 4 is dead.
Yeah, exactly.
God.
Your car's
Looking
dented.
for a white Prius.
All right.
Jesus.
So Ken, what do you
Yeah.
take from all this?
I think that he's got a drinking problem.
Oh.
And that,
I meant the night in general, but that's.
I had a great time, dude. I loved the cemetery. You know, Kane and I tried to scare you guys. Didn't work.
Sneaky.
We tried to be sneaky, but we tried to have some fun with it. I think overall, this town has a lot to offer as far as just like ghost hunting and shit, and it was fun.
Yeah.
Ken.
Kane,
God damn it.
What's the matter with you?
Fucking sometimers.
Yeah, I think this was probably one of our funner trips out doing this, and I think that we got a lot of shit to try to work on for like the next one, research and all that. But like I think we fell ass backwards into something that was pretty awesome.
Yeah, the Periscope and the whole thing I think was great.
Yeah.
And like episodic. Yeah, I was pretty happy with it. I'm glad you guys came.
Me too.
You pelted me with a rock.
No. Well, hold on. Can I finish? Jesus.
You paused.
I was gonna say I'm glad you guys came, Ken, Kane, and
Hey, thanks for having us as
Yeah.
guests on your
You
podcast.
bet.
And then I said they pelted me with a rock. So
I guess we'll talk to Phil now.
they had a great time.
Phil,
They had a great time.
did you have fun, Phil? That you remember?
I actually really liked the mitzvah really much.
That's
You like the
fine.
mitzvah really much?
Don't put it on this shit.
I really enjoyed the mitzvah. That
What
was
about the
really
bar
cool.
there?
What about it?
The bar mitzvah?
It would be the bar in the mitzvah.
Be the mitzvah bar.
Well, sure, the mitzvah bar too.
The bar mitzvah? All right. I hope anybody listening to this, hope you guys saw the Periscope. Periscopes are up for 24 hours. I hope that I downloaded all of them. I tried to make sure I downloaded all of them, but there may be a couple. I think I got at least like the first 3, definitely. The last I'm pretty confident I got. I think I got the cemetery one. But anyways, those I'm going to put those up on YouTube, and I'll tag all these guys. But yeah, this has been a eye-opening experience. Not for ghosts so much, but
No,
alcoholism.
Boy. Oh boy.
Any final words, Phil?
You know, I got a lot of demons inside me, and I know we tried to have them enter me, but I think they were already there. So,
all
you
right.
enjoy yourself
You
a
know.
lot.
All right. Thank you guys for listening. Be back next week. I don't know if Phil will.
This is the worst.
All right, bye. All right, so
I feel like I'm doing
we're
the
picking
news.
up. We ended it abruptly because Phil was being a piece of shit. Would you agree?
You know, I probably could say I'll agree that I wasn't being cooperative.
Yeah. And so this is now Monday night. This is going to come out tomorrow. We're back home here in LA, and yeah, we're both sober now, of course.
Yes. I have learned from my ways.
What did you take from the weekend?
Well, that I really need to cut back on my drinking and drug using, but
what do you remember? Yeah, we were about to start this little mini end to the podcast, and Phil grabs his mic and just goes, "Ah!" And I'm like, "What?" He goes, "It smells like puke." So
we always mention about how my cover's really gross and everybody doesn't want to use my mic. Well, finally, for good reason.
Oh, now it's
because
really gross.
I just picked it up and was going to start it. Oh my God. I literally I don't know how did I puke on it? I don't know, but it smells exactly like fresh puke.
Oh, gross. And then he goes, "Here, smell it."
So I threw it away.
Yeah. So we got a new cover that he said is like a diaphragm.
I've had it for a long time.
What did you, other than if you weren't drunk, do you think you would have had fun at the podcast or in the trip?
Yeah, no, I had a great time. I don't know.
I mean, okay,
I don't know what it
rephrase
was or what the moment was.
Do you think if you wouldn't have drank, everybody else would have had a great time?
I still think that we did have a good time. I think that it was just the podcast that deteriorated. When did we go to the...
No, it was when we went to the cemetery at
I was
night.
going to say, when did we go to the cemetery? Was that before the podcast or
Yeah.
after the podcast?
Yeah, and then we came back and then started the podcast. It started in the cemetery. You were being a dick.
Well, all I remember is I got angry because I really wanted to record the dead ghosts on my cell phone. And I'm pretty sure it was you, Jay. Every single time I tried to really get into it and start asking the ghosts like questions, and then you need to be fucking silent to hear them answer.
Already.
You did. I was like, "Hey, is there anybody here? What's your name?" And like 2 seconds into it, to where I'm
Yeah, you got
about
2
to
seconds.
believe that we're gonna listen for a response, you just go, they're not here. Nobody's answering. How do you know what their name is? See, they're not answering. I don't hear them. I'm like, oh, that kind of started to get me riled up a little bit. And then, I mean, I just remember Ken pissing in the graveyard.
God, dude.
And I just remember stumbling around it mostly. And then we went inside and...
Yeah, and then you drove drunk.
Yeah, I tried to... I thought I was holding it together. I will admit that I was talking a lot, or probably too much on the podcast, more than anybody else.
Yeah, it was like, hey, Ken, tell us about your life, and then you would just interrupt whatever
Really?
we were talking about. Yeah,
Oh,
you'll hear it. Listen to this one. I know you don't usually listen to them. You gotta listen to
especially now.
Yeah, you gotta
Why would I
listen to
wanna
this one.
Oh man.
this. You know what I was thinking, too, is because I fucking love when we do these Halloween ones.
Used to.
Well, yeah, I mean, you don't need to drink when we do
No,
them.
yeah.
Nobody. Oh, yeah, that was one thing we all vowed. We're never drinking with you again.
Yeah, whatever. That's fine.
No, seriously.
Whatever. That's fine. I don't really need to drink like that anyway. I shouldn't be drinking to get drunk anyways.
I know.
I should be enjoying.
Hang on, what? It's somewhere. I don't know. It's somewhere.
I should be enjoying a beer, like a nice beer, and then calling it a day. You know, like
I already got the mail today. There was none. You can check again.
What was his name?
John.
What? John?
John. You can go.
Lucas Seeley here, lucasdude.com. That's L-U-K-S-D-U-D.
What are you doing? All right, let's go.
Oh, we're back.
This has nothing to do with anything.
Oh boy.
So I'm gonna edit that out.
Okay. God. First time for everything.
Yeah. What were you saying?
Fuck.
About
shit.
drinking.
Oh yeah. Fine. You don't ever have to drink with me again. But all I'm saying is
You're a mean
that's
drunk.
that's
You're
not,
an angry drunk.
Nobody should be drinking that way. Yeah, it's fun to do it every now and then, but
No, it's
even,
not.
But
Not
I'm
with
saying
you.
even
You're not
every
a
now
fun
and then,
drunk.
even every now and then, like I probably don't.
But you're not a fun
I
drunk.
don't need to be doing it like that anymore.
You're a mean drunk.
No, I just like to get crazy and party. And when you try to suppress me, that's when it's not going to work.
Suppress you.
I have to be let go to just be as crazy and loud and stupid as I want to be, and it'll be a lot of fun. A lot of fun.
No, you weren't.
It's because you guys were trying to shut me up and make me be quiet. It probably
Yeah.
wasn't the time or the place to do a podcast
Oh God.
when I got that fucked up.
Well, what I was gonna say is because I love when we do the Halloween things. As far as like, I love supernatural shit, like
Yes.
going to hunt for it or whatever, or if you want to call it hunting. And I was thinking maybe instead of waiting till Halloween, once a month we go somewhere.
Oh shit!
Yeah,
That would be crazy.
yeah. Periscope.
We just
it and
become comedian ghost hunters.
Yeah. Well, that was. I had an idea for. I don't know if I should say it on this. Somebody's gonna take the idea.
Uh-oh.
Never mind. I'll save it. But that was an idea.
We'll have an announcement later.
Yeah. But
if and when we decide.
Yeah, but I was thinking once a month. You know, me, you, and then whoever we have. Or we
I mean, it
bring
felt
others.
weird. Like I felt like we were kind of starting to take ourselves seriously about doing it because everywhere we went, we were like
Yeah,
you
we're
know,
ghost hunters.
give us the backstory
Yeah,
about
yeah.
like what's the year that this was whatever and or what's your connection? Have you had any experiences like getting backstories on people's lives living in?
I
the
think comics
ghost
would be
town?
the perfect ghost hunters because we would call bullshit.
We're the most skeptical.
Yeah.
But yet we still want to buy into it.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it was fun. I think that's a great idea. I mean, it would be fun to go
Once a month.
do stuff like that for sure.
And
There's plenty of stuff out here. I hear Riverside is pretty haunted.
and speaking about once a month, I'm going to be gone for a month, so I'm going to still be doing the podcast, but there just won't be any Phil.
No, bye-bye for a little bit.
But most people will probably
Until
be
we
happy.
meet again.
Oh, yeah, and so, we should also say everything's fine with Phil and Ken and Kane.
Oh, this is the first time hearing of this.
Well, people were like, don't let this affect your guys' friendship. People were worried about it.
Still, I don't know where I stand.
Oh, it's on Twitter. It's because you were such an asshole.
No, I know. I'm just telling you now. I don't know where I stand with Kane and Ken.
Oh, you don't? Have you
No.
talked to him?
No.
Oh, well, maybe not. Maybe that's why Kane
so.
didn't come.
I mean, I feel like that drive on the way back, Ken wasn't, it didn't seem like he was too. I know we were all kind of hungover anyway.
Oh, yeah,
but
I know.
I was like,
it's all
oh,
fine.
he seems a little grumps, but I don't know. I think it was just the drive.
Yeah.
Drive back was pretty hard on all of us, I think.
Yeah.
Because we were all kind
And
of
I
out of
get
sorts.
to fucking tomorrow, when you're listening to this
Oh, boy.
podcast, I'll be en route of my 16-hour drive.
Do your own little
Fuck,
drive.
man. Yeah, I'm going to go to bed early tonight.
I'll say this. I'll apologize for the way I was and my behavior because I really wanted. It was like Halloween, the night of. I didn't know what I was doing for Halloween, and I just kind of wanted to party. And we're out in this like podunk town where I kind of felt like I could make an ass of myself, and there would kind of be no consequences, even though the consequences I did end up suffering was with people that I actually hang out with.
Yeah,
all the
exactly.
time.
Yeah, it was our consequences.
But that's why I was like, I guess I'm just gonna peace out and go make mistakes not around you guys, and I'll drive.
Yeah, we were talking about that too. Like, you could have gotten an accident when you've been all fucked.
Oh, you sound like my girlfriend now. I
Is that what
decided to
she
go
said?
do crazy
What'd
shit.
Sam say?
Well, after I told her, she was like, "Oh no, I'm all worried about you," and I'm like, but that's why I, knew not to call her or text her because I knew she would fucking worry.
She doesn't know about hooking up with that chick, right?
Oh shit! How about the 5 of them that I
Yeah.
hooked up with that night?
No, it's just one.
Whatever.
Anyways. All right, I'll edit that out too, if I remember.
Thanks.
All right, so I wanted to put this on the end of the podcast just because the way we ended it while we were doing the live Periscope was weird.
I know. But I shouldn't have done any of that. I should have just, we should have just drank like however
Men.
we were all drinking, yes, and smoked our Chiba and had a good time and not went overboard, and then I could have had fun Halloween night.
you. You should have.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Oh, is it?
Hey, it's hard for somebody to admit that they have a problem when they have a problem.
But everybody's cool. What do you have coming up, Phil?
A lot of decision making to do with my life.
You can catch him at the next AA meeting in West Hollywood.
Yeah. No, I don't know. I think I've been saying it for a year now, but I really want to get going with the groundlings, and I just haven't pushed the fucking gas pedal on that. So
Hey, that toilet's broken. Remember? Yeah.
Oh boy, just for all you at home wondering.
Yeah, Lucas is about to use the broken
shit
toilet.
schedule.
All right. So you have nothing coming up.
Correct.
All right. I will be in Washington State all of November. Go to bigirishj.com, has all my dates. And yeah, everything's good. You can follow Phil at Like the Animal on Twitter.
You got it.
Ken Garr is comedian Ken Garr, Garr. Kane is at Kane M. Holloway. Right? That's what his is, right?
Kane M. Holloway. Yeah.
And I'm at Big Irish J. Thanks for listening, and there'll be another podcast next week with no Phil Fox. Yes.
I'll miss you guys.
He'll be back in a month.
Can't wait to.
Fuck.
Can't wait to.
All right.
Motherfucker.
You want to say anything? Any goodbye message to the listeners, Phil?
It's been fun. I love you all. And oh yeah, that one huge thing that I wanted to say to everybody.
He's leaving now. That was his big joke. He's pretty proud of himself. Do you want to say anything?
Oh, that was great, right?
This has been a Podaholics Comedy Network presentation. Podaholics.com